and to take it easy. Built to carry tradition and to make new ones. Built to roll with the punches and to go the distance. Built stronger, built louder, built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today.
Right now, qualified lessees can lease a rugged new 2026 Tundra SR5 for $519 a month for 36 months, with $49.99 due at signing. Toyota, let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for offer details. Offer available in select states and ends 3/2/26.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups for tonight's game. When it comes to sports medicine and orthopedics, Baylor Scott & White Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics brings the home team advantage to Central Texas. We'll begin with UTSA, the Roadrunners, with a record of 9-1, and here's how Pat Hallmark, the seventh-year head coach, has put his lineup together to face the Bears. Leading off will be the first baseman, Caden Miller. Drew Deffelson will play left field and bat second. Lane Halton will play right field and bat third. Josh Arquette will clean it up and play third base. Batting fifth is Christian Hallmark, the center fielder. Jacob Silva will catch and bat sixth. Diego Diaz will bat seventh at second base. The DH, Brock Palmer, will hit eighth, and Jordan Ballin is in the ninth spot, the shortstop. And on the mound is Connor Miles with a record of 0-0 and a 5.79 ERA. Mitch Thompson, the fourth-year head coach of the Bears, has put his lineup together like this. Leading off is Travis Sanders, and he'll be followed by Pearson Reebok, the second baseman. Tice Armstrong will bat third and play first base. Cleaning it up tonight will be the right fielder, the freshman Brady Janusek. The DH will be Cash McDade, batting seventh, the left fielder Hunter Snow. Bryden Clements will play third base and hit eighth. The catcher is J.J. Kennett, and he'll bat in that eighth spot. And the ninth hitter will be the center fielder, Bo Caraway. Sanders, Reebok, Armstrong, Janusek, McDade, Snow, Clements, Kennett, and Caraway for the Bears. And on the mound for Baylor is Cade Hansen. This will be Cade's third start of the year. He's 0-1 with a 6.75 ERA. He's worked 8 innings. He's given up 6 runs on 11 hits. He has struck out 5. He's walked 3, and opponents are hitting .355 off of Hansen. Last week against Ole Miss, he went 4 innings. He gave up 3 runs on 6 hits, striking out throwing 74 pitches, 48 in which were strikes. So that is a look at our starting lineups. Earlier tonight, I had an opportunity to catch up with Bears head coach Mitch Thompson. Coach, before we talk about UTSA, let's go back and talk a little bit about last night's ball game with Texas, a 5-2 ball game. Just your overall thoughts on last night's contest.
It's a college baseball game. Saw some really good arms. Thought Texas played well. I didn't think we played well defensively, especially early in the game. Our bullpen was good. Kept us in the game, gave us an opportunity. We just couldn't get enough going, and at the end of the game, they had the right guy on the mound to finish it for them.
So does that make you encouraged, knowing that your club didn't play their best defense, and yet you're still in the ball game against a quality opponent like Texas?
Well, what's happened throughout the spring so far is that our bullpen and our starting pitching is giving us an opportunity every day. These last 2 weeks we've faced really good pitching, and I mean really good pitching, high level pitching, and so it's been a little bit of a struggle offensively, and we're trying to get that fixed. Our guys are working at it and trying to get that fixed. We'll have to keep trying to battle through it. But I mean, we faced some really good people, and last night, the guy that finished the game was unbelievable, and he's got a major league fastball. He's a big leaguer waiting to happen. So we're trying to get better, and we got to play better defense to be in the game. We didn't do that early.
Does the last 2 weekends really kind of prepare you to move into Big 12 play?
Oh, I don't think there's any question. I mean, we're not going to face anything all year long that's going to be any better than what we've seen, and so there's benefit for that. There truly is benefit for that. Today's game's a big game for us. We need to show up and play really well. We're getting another really good team in UTSA. That's playing really well and off to a great start. It's a big RPI game for everybody, so it's another great opportunity for us here today to show back up and try and win a game against a good team.
What is the scouting report on UTSA? Obviously, yesterday they were very offensive. They hit a lot of home runs and put 16 on the board against Coastal.
They did, and Coastal's down a little bit on the mound right now. They're struggling with some injuries. The UTSA hammered the ball and scored 16 runs. So they've got a ball club that's putting up kind of crazy offensive numbers right now. They're going to have a bunch of left-handers in the lineup today. They're athletic. They play hard. They're a good team, and their team is playing with a lot of confidence at this point in time.
So you're going to get Bo Caraway an opportunity out in center field today?
Yeah, we need to get Bo out there, and we need to see again what he can do, and keep challenging him, and have him keep getting opportunities to show us what he can do, and to use his tools. He's been good when he's got his chances, and we need to keep giving him some.
What can you tell us about Connor Miles, the left-hander that you're going to see today?
Yeah, left-hander. He's been around the strike zone. He's 91-93 left-hander. It's a good arm. Throws a curveball or a slider and a changeup. He's got good stuff. He's got good weapons. Hasn't pitched a tremendous amount so far this year. 4 or 5 innings is where he's at, I think, from the season. So I don't think that he'll be in there for a long, long time. But they'll probably try and get him through one time through the lineup and see where we're at.
You're going to hand the baseball to Cade Hansen. What are you looking for Cade in this third start?
Yeah, Cade both times out for us has been really good the first inning, not so good the second inning, struggle around third, and then being good the fourth again. I just want to see him go out there and really trust his stuff. His stuff's good. If he's 92-94, which he's capable of being, which we've seen, then his stuff's good, and he'll roll up ground ball, and we'll be in good shape. Now, he's going to need to trust his stuff, because if he makes mistakes, these guys will hurt you, and they'll put up some crooked numbers on the scoreboard. So I'm looking for him to go out there and show us that he really believes in his stuff, and that he can attack these guys with a good sinker. He's got a changeup. He'll be all right.
Does this ballpark play different with the roof open than it does closed?
I'm not sure. It's been so long since I have been here. I mean, we played here a whole lot back in the past, but I haven't been here in 10 years and played, really. There's been some balls fly out of here this weekend for sure, from every team. During BP, the balls are flying out of here. So I'm sure it does play a little differently, and there's a little breeze to swirling that helps stuff get out, but it'll be an offensive ballpark, I'm sure, today.
Final thought for you. We talk about the caliber of competition the last couple of weeks. What about the overall experience of these last 2 events?
Well, it's been good for us. I mean, we've seen really good people. Like I said, we're playing really good teams. We're going toe-to-toe with them. We haven't always come out on their right end, and we're fighting for that. It's not something that we feel good about. I'll tell you, though, that we come out of this today, and we can get this 7-win today and be 7-4 to start the season. For people that we played, that's a good start to the season. There's no question about it. And so today's game's a big game. It just really is. It's the only one we get to play today. It's the most important game of the year right now. So we need to take care of it.
Coach, go have fun.
Thanks. Appreciate it, Tom.
Pre-game comments of Mitch Thompson. Stay with us. There's more of the pregame show coming up next when Baylor Baseball continues on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
If you need a trailer, Flat Rock Trailers has got you covered. From light-duty single-axle utility trailers to the Big Tex tandem duals. We also carry a full line of enclosed cargo trailers. Need a motorcycle trailer? We've got them. Need a dump trailer? We've got the largest selection in the state. Oilfield trailers? We carry a full line of Big Tex trailers to handle all your needs. Trailer repairs? We repair all makes and models. We'll even rent you a trailer if you need to use one for a day. Flat Rock Trailers, your #1 source for all your trailer needs. Find us at flatrocktrailers.com.
This is Baylor Baseball. Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network. Today's game is brought to you by Bubba's 33, Scratch Made, Food for All, Gulf States Toyota, Let's Go Places, Baylor Scott & White, the official hospital and healthcare system of Baylor Athletics. Your healthcare, your way. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Rudy's Barbecue, the home of real Texas barbecue. Get ready. Get ready. The first pitch is just moments away. Now, let's go back to the booth with Derek Smith.
Again, Derek Smith is on assignment with Baylor women's basketball, making his way back to Waco from Fort Worth. Safe travels to Derek and the Baylor women's basketball program after a tough loss to TCU. We are at Daikin Park in Houston, Texas for the inaugural Bruce Boat Houston Astros College Classic. I'm Tom Barfield. He's former Baylor Bear first baseman Cole Posey. Van Goodall is back in master control, and we welcome you into the broadcast booth as we get ready for the third and final game of the day and the final game of this event. Did you like playing in these things, these tournaments?
I got to tell you, I never got to play in Minute Maid, but we got to play at Globe Life, and it was, and so probably no surprise, the nicest field I ever played on, but such an amazing environment. Being able to take BP at a big league park and play on that field, it may have been the pinnacle of my playing career in college. It was just amazing.
I love this ballpark, Daikin Park, because it's not a cookie cutter park by any stretch of the imagination. Down in front of the Crawford boxes, it's 315. It jets out to 366 in front of the out-of-town bullpen. 399 to the alley and left. 409 to straightaway center field. 408 to the alleys in right center field, and 370 to right field, and then 326 down the right field line. I mean, there's a lot of nooks and crannies, and it's an interesting ballpark, and you better know how to play this ballpark if you're an outfielder.
There's no doubt. And, Tom, do you remember back in the day they used to have the berm in center field? That was even crazier.
With the flagpole in fair territory.
Yes.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. I mean, it was a really cool place. Baylor's the home team tonight. First time in this event that they've been the home team. They're going to wear a green cap with the interlocking BU, white tops and bottoms, with Baylor across the front of the jersey. And a green numeral on the front and a green numeral on the back. UTSA, and they're traveling gray tops and bottoms with navy blue letters and numbers trimmed in white. And we're just about ready to go as Cade Hansen, the right-hander, the transfer from Wisconsin Whitewater, goes through the warm-up tosses. He's 0-1 with a 6.75 earned run average. Again, this will be his third start. He's worked 8 innings. He's given up 6 runs on 11 hits. He has struck out 5. He's walked 3, and opponents are hitting .355 off of the right-hander, Cade Hansen. And, boy, you would love to see him stretch this thing out, maybe give the Bears 5 innings, something in that neighborhood, and get them into the bullpen as they play here on the third weekend of the year. And this is a guy that they know can do it. He's got the ammunition to do it, and now it's just about going out and getting it done, Cole.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And, you know, with an older guy like Hansen, I was talking with some of these guys as the season's getting rolling, and I was asking them, who are you excited about on the mound? And they repeatedly told me Hansen, just what he had done in the fall. He's an experienced guy, and it really kind of seems like, Tom, he's due for one of those starts to get rolling and really kind of show what he's made of.
Yeah, he's 90-93 with the fastball, consistent strike thrower, and man, he gets the infield involved because he throws a lot of ground balls. But we'll see how it goes tonight as he takes on a UTSA team that's hitting .352 as a club. And here's Caden Miller to lead it off. First pitch to Miller, swung on and slashed foul down the left field line, and that one's going to reach the seats. A .353 hitter, a home run, 9 driven in as we get ready to go here. 69 degrees at game time. The sun is setting, and it is a beautiful evening in the Bayou City. 0-1 the count to Miller. Miller from the left side against the right-hander Hansen, and he delivers a fastball for a strike, and it's 0-2. Michael Durantis calling the balls and strikes. Michael Caraway works at first. The veteran Doug Williams at second, and Eric Gaucher is the third base umpire. 0-2. Now the Bears put the shift on. Only one infielder on the left side, and the second baseman, Reebok, out in shallow right. Hanson's ready. Here's the 0-2. Breaky ball, and it's fouled off left side and out of play. He has attacked the strike zone.
He certainly has, and this UTSA team is not afraid to swing the bat. And that's what we talked about a little bit in the pregame. A team that's swinging the bat hot, expect them to come out and be ready to hit. They're not looking for a walk.
Caden Miller, a sophomore out of Madisonville, Texas, just right up the road and up by 45. Again, the 0-2 pitch swung on and fouled off. A former Madisonville Mustang, and he's gone from being a Mustang to a roadrunner. The count continues to be 0-2. We're just underway. First batter of the ball game. Caden Miller, a home run, 9 runs driven in out of that leadoff spot for UTSA. And the pitch swung on and grounded out to the right field area where Pearson Reebok fields it and throws him out. There's one down, and that is perfect scouting and perfect defense for the Bears.
Yeah, there's a reason they play in the shift. And, no matter where you fall on if it should be allowed or if it shouldn't, the numbers don't lie. And that was right to Reebok right there, retires him easily.
That'll bring up Drew Detlefson. Detlefson, a .386 hitter with 4 home runs, 15 driven in. He was 4 for 6 yesterday with 4 runs scored and 4 RBIs. Again, they racked up 16 runs in the win over Coastal Carolina. This pitch is up and in, and it hits him. A fastball that rode up and in to Detlefson, and he is hit by a pitch. And that'll put him at first base. Detlefson will head down to first, and here's Lane Hayworth, the right fielder. Another left-handed bat to face the right-handed throwing Cade Hansen. Hayworth, a .487 hitter, 2 home runs, 9 runs driven in.
Tom, last time we were in the booth together, I think we saw 3 or 4 double plays. Let's see if we can run that back.
Absolutely. Baylor has turned 12 double plays this year. First pitch on the way is outside to Hayworth for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. A 1-for-4 day yesterday, but he did score a pair and drove in a pair. Armstrong holds it first. The middle infield, Reebok and Sanders look for the double play opportunity. 1 on and 1 out. And a 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. Swung on, and it's lined into left field. And on his horse is Snow. And Snow's going to make a diving catch out in left field, going to his knees.
What a great play by Snow right there. With the lefty in the box, you have that lefty fade, that lefty slice out to left field. So Snow, he recognizes it right away. He gets on his horse, and with that ball fading towards the foul line, he makes a nice slide and grab.
And he's done that a lot already. And that just shows the athleticism of this Baylor defense, particularly the outfield. 2 down, and here's Josh Arquette, the third baseman. And again, the Baylor Bears are going to put the shift on with 3 infielders on the left side of the second base bag. First pitch is on the way, and it's off speed and misses for a ball. It's 1-0. Arquette, a .371 hitter. 1 ball and no strikes. Hansen working from the stretch with 2 outs and a runner at first base. Hansen to the stretch, he checks over at first. And the pitch swung on and hit on 1 hop out to the shortstop, Travis Sanders. He goes across the diamond, and he retires Arquette, and he retires UTSA in the top of the first inning. No runs. No hits. 1 man is left. We played a half an inning. It is UTSA nothing, and the Bears are coming up. And our first inning is brought to you in part by Premier ER and Urgent Care, the official around-the-care provider of the Baylor Bears. We're back with more Baylor baseball after this on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage led by expert industry knowledge and a commitment to community. With kindness and integrity at the forefront, every agent is equipped to help you navigate the market and make the real estate journey your own. Whether buying or selling, feel supported with an award-winning agent at your side from first offer to contract and close. Magnolia Realty serves cities including Waco, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, Temple. Learn more at magnoliarealty.com.
Looking for a fun night out with family or friends? Head to Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark and catch Baylor baseball this season. Single game tickets are on sale now, starting at just $5 for general admission seating. Or stop by the ballpark for $2 Tuesdays, featuring discounted concession items plus $2 off general admission tickets. Grab your seats now at BaylorBears.com/tickets, and we'll see you at Baylor Ballpark.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Well, a good start for the Bears as they retire UTSA without scoring, and now the Bears will have a chance to face Connor Miles. Miles 0-0 with a 5.79 earned run average. This is his third appearance, but his first start of the year. He's given up 7 hits, 3 runs. He's struck out 8. He's walked 3. And opponents are hitting 176 off of the lefty Connor Miles. Miles so far this year, 4 2/3 innings.
Tom, taking a look at Miles warming up right here, we got a pretty good sized lefty. Looks like he's a little bit over the top. So as a hitter, what I'm kind of thinking is, obviously you've seen a little bit of film on the guy before the game, but looks like he has a pretty good fastball. I'm thinking that the breaking ball might be kind of curveball style with his arm slot. And then, of course, if you're a righty, you always have to think about that changeup. We'll see how he kind of mixes pitches. You know, a little bit of a rough start to this year. Expect to be pretty fastball heavy, though.
Here's Travis Sanders. He's first ball hacking, sends one foul down the right field line for strike one. Travis is hitting .432, tops on the club. No homers, 3 runs driven in, but he does have 4 doubles, which leads the ball club. He was 1 for 3 in the game yesterday. He's 3 for 8 in this event with a run scored. Miles is ready. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and again fouled off right side. I mean, Sanders is seeing it right now, and he's got his hitting shoes on.
He certainly is seeing it, and that's what we talked about. The Sunday game, typically a little bit more prone to having swinging bats and scoring runs, and both of these teams right out the box are swinging the bat, looking to do some damage.
0-2, and the 0-2 pitch, low and away for a ball, and it's 1-2. Baylor as a team hitting .255. UTSA as a club is hitting .352. 1 ball and 2 strikes on this Sunday night in Houston. And the 1-2 pitch swung on and a bounty ball back up the middle, and it sinks its way into center field. That's a leadoff single for Travis Sanders. I mean, to tell you, that had seeing eyes, didn't it?
It had eyes, all right. There's no doubt about it. Great job by Trav. Gets the count to 1-2, and he gets a pitch, goes right back up the middle with it. It wasn't hit the hardest, but it had eyes, and it snuck right through into center field. That's a great start for the Bears.
That is a 4-game hitting streak for the Baylor shortstop, and that's going to bring up Pearson Reebok. This is a lefty-lefty matchup. Reebok hitting .219, no homers, and 1 run driven in. This pitch is bunted up the first base line, and a good one. Grabbed by the pitcher. He'll underhand to first in time for the out, and the sacrifice works beautifully. Is moving down to second is Travis Sanders. Reebok executing the sack.
Like we saw last week on Saturday against Purdue, the Bears looking to manufacture some runs early. Get them on, get them over, get them in, and Baylor wastes no time right there. Reebok gets the bunt down. Sanders is now at second, and you got the 3-hole Tice Armstrong at the plate.
Armstrong from the left side, or from the right side rather, takes a breaking ball for a strike. It's 0-1. Tice has struggled against lefties, 1 for 14.
We talked about that, and that was a stat that really blew my mind because typically righties love hitting off lefties.
The 0-1 swung on, and it's grounded off of the glove of the pitcher, and it goes out towards second base, where the second baseman Diaz will scoop it up and throw him out, and there's 2 down. I thought for a minute he was going to be able to leg that out, but Armstrong grounds out. Moving down to third is Sanders, and there's 2 away. If you're scoring, that's 1-4-3 on the putout.
Yep, and I just saw the replay right here, just barely went off the pitcher's glove, and Tice, no one's ever going to accuse him of being a speedster. He was giving it all he had, but couldn't quite make it.
With 2 down and a runner 90 feet away, here's Brady Janusek, the Baylor rookie right fielder, hitting .297, a couple of home runs, 5 driven in. And the pitch from Miles. It's low for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. 92 on that fastball. 1-0 the count. Janusek yesterday against the Longhorns was 1 for 4. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and fouled straight back. You got to charge that one, Cole Posey.
I'm jumping out of this press box.
All right, evens the count at a ball and the strike. He was also 1 for 4 in the ball game against Ole Miss on Friday afternoon. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the first, no score. And the pitch is lined down the right field line. It is sinking, and it is a foul ball. There is not much room between the foul line and the seats down that right field line, and that one lands foul.
There's not much at all. And what I just love about Janusek, and we've talked about it before, but for a young guy, the way he just goes with the pitches, that's a low and away fastball, and he just pokes it down the line and was inches away from a double and scoring a run. Just the maturity of such a young player, it really is something.
1 ball, 2 strikes, and the 1-2 is foul back. It remains a ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 the count to Brady Janusek. To the stretch, Miles. He checks his third, and the 1-2 pitch is outside for a ball. It is now 2-2.
What I'm seeing so far from both sides, it looks like the hitters are locked in. We're not seeing a ton of swing and miss. The hitters are taking the balls, and they are aggressive on the strikes. And that's for both sides right now.
Here's the 2-2 to Janusek. Hit on the ground right side, and it's going to be gobbled up by the second baseman Diaz, ranging to his left, and he throws him out, and the inning is over. Well, the Bears come up empty despite the leadoff hit. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. We played an inning, and this first inning is brought to you by Premier ER and Urgent Care, the official around-the-care provider of the Baylor Bears. Our score, Baylor nothing, UTSA nothing. This is Bears baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Are you a diehard Bears fan? Sure, your entire closet is Baylor green and gold. All your pets' names have started with Judge, and that good old Baylor line is your ringtone. But do you have an official Baylor University toll tag? That small green and gold sticker reps the Bears and cuts your toll bill in half. Visit getmytolltag.com to purchase your specialty tag and deck your ride with Baylor pride. Small sticker, big savings, sick 'em Bears.
Favorite jeans, favorite shirt. Got Connecticut sausage and I'm firing it up. Yeah, everybody knows that's how I get my grill on. You can smell that flavor up and down the road. It's a little taste of heaven, and everybody knows that's how I get my grill on. Connecticut sausage. It's just a little taste of heaven.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
One in the books from Daikin Park, and it's a scoreless ball game between the Bears and the UTSA Roadrunners. And you got one in the books. What have you seen so far?
You know, it is a lot like what I thought we would see. What I'm happy about is Hansen came out and made quick work in that first inning. But we've talked about he started off really strong, but it's the innings following that, the second, third, and fourth. So what I'm looking for this half inning is to see if Hansen can get out there, fill up the zone, and make another quick one and start building on that.
In the first, he had 2 ground ball outs and 1 fly ball out. So it's Christian Hallmark, the center fielder, to lead it off. Left-handed bat against the right-hander Hansen. And Cade is ready and delivers a pitch that swung on and fouled back. And you're right, both of these clubs, they're not taking pitches. They're coming in hacking. 0-1 the count to Hallmark. A 400 hitter with a home run and 11 runs driven in. He's out of San Antonio, but he left home to go start the collegiate career. He went to Corsicana in Navarro Junior College. The 0-1 is fouled back. It's 0-2, and another healthy cut from the left-handed hitting center fielder.
These guys aren't afraid to swing the bat, but that's what you love to see on a Sunday. As a player, I'm telling you, whenever you get to Sunday, it's typically, depending on how the rest of the weekend went, if you get through that starter and you get to the bullpen, typically it's pretty depleted. So as a hitter, you're trying to grind through that starter and get to the bullpen as quick as you can.
Hallmark, Silva, and Diaz here in the top of the second. The 0-2's wide for a ball, and it's 1-2. Hunter Snow, Bo Caraway, and Brady Janusek, your outfield from left to right. These guys can fly. Clements, Sanders, Reebok, and Armstrong around the infield, and the battery is Kennett and Hansen. A ball and 2 strikes, and Cade Hansen kicks and comes home, and the 1-2 is chopped foul over into the UTSA third base dugout. Baylor occupying the first base dugout for the first time in this event. Game 11 already of the year for the Bears. 6-4 start. And again, playing some terrific competition.
It flies by, doesn't it, Tom?
It does. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch. Down and in for a ball. Now, Tuesday, we're going to be on the road. We're going to be in Stephenville to take on Tarleton State University. Then back home for the weekend with the Air Force Academy coming to town. And I've been told that we're going to have a flyover on Saturday, and I am jazzed for that.
How cool is that? Oh, it's going to be awesome.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2. It's a breaking ball that stays outside, and that fills it up at 3-2.
You know, talking about Air Force, I gotta plug this in there. Whenever I was at New Mexico, we actually played Air Force because we were in the same conference, and I got to face Paul Skeens a couple times.
Very nice. 3-2. Here comes the payoff pitch to Hallmark, and it is swung on and fouled back. We'll do it again. This is a good battle between the 5-hole hitter, Christian Hallmark, and Cade Hansen.
What I'm really liking from Hansen so far, we talked about some of the issues as the game goes on for him that he's faced this year, and what I'm liking so far, he is pounding the zone, making these hitters swing the bat. He knows he has 8 defenders behind him.
Again, the payoff pitch swung on and again foul back. Creating souvenir opportunities for the kiddos here in the ballpark tonight.
Also, something this tells me we probably have 10 foul balls. UTSA has probably hit 10 foul balls so far in this game. Just something about it, they're not able to time up Hansen quite yet. A lot of foul balls, that's exactly what that tells me.
3-2. And the 3-2 pitch is a fastball on the inside corner at 92, and down looking goes Christian Hallmark. There's one down.
Really nice job by Hansen right there. You know, stretching out that at-bat, really making him work for it, and he comes back with a perfectly located fastball. Oh, yeah. Really nice job by J.J. Kennett back there framing it. Nice job, guys.
One down, and here's the catcher, Jacob Silva. Silva, from the left side, stands in and takes a fastball down and in for a ball. Silva, a 5'11", 210-pound sophomore from San Antonio. He started out at TCU and then transferred back home. Here's the 1-0. Swings and drives it into right field. This one's sinking. It is down for a base hit. Janusek over to cut it off. Silva with the big turn. He's headed to second. Here comes the throw, and he is safe. The throw got there, but he slid in under the tag of Travis Sanders. That's a terrific throw from Brady Janusek.
It really was. Janusek was able to cut that off before it got to the home bullpen and makes a very strong throw. One hop right in there to Sanders, and I think you're right. Silva just barely snuck around that tag from Sanders.
So there's a one-out double from Silva, and that's going to bring up Diego Diaz, the second baseman. Another left-handed bat to face the right-handed throwing Cade Hansen. To the stretch goes Cade, and here's the pitch to Diego, and it's hit on the ground up the middle. Ranging to his right is Sanders. He's got it, throws to first, not in time. It's an infield single. I beg your pardon, that was Pearson Reebok, not Sanders. The second baseman, not the shortstop. And on the ground, on the infield single, Silva moves down to third, and now UTSA with the runners at the corners and just one out.
That was a great stop by Reebok. Certainly saved a run. And why that's significant is it was a great play, just beat out at first, but that leaves the Bears in a double play opportunity right here. They have one out, runners at first and third. You still have a chance to get out of here with no harm.
Brock Palmer is the hitter, and guess what? He's up there left-handed against Cade Hansen. Slightly open stance. He looks at a breaking ball down and in for ball one. Palmer's a .375 hitter with a home run and 3 runs driven in. Palmer, a senior out of Pace, Florida. Transferred to UTSA from Gulf Coast State Junior College. 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0 is hit weakly on the ground, first base side. It's a fair ball, and the first baseman Armstrong will grab it and tag out Palmer, and no advance from Silva at third base, so there's 2 down.
That's about the best case scenario you could hope for right there. A little dribbler to Armstrong, and I'd say that made it about 75% of the way up the line. But with the pace of the ball and how Armstrong was charging it, Silva didn't feel like he could take home. So now runners at second and third with 2 outs.
Diaz ends up at second, and he steps off the bag. He was headed back to first, so I wonder if Travis Sanders was trying to deke him there at second base.
There's a good chance.
Here's the 9-hole hitter, the shortstop, Jordan Ballin. Again, a left-handed bat. First pitch is down and in, according to Michael Durantis, for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Starting to get a theme here with all these left-handed sticks.
I think they must have known that Hansen was a righty. Coach Hallmark said fill up the lineup with lefties today.
Ballin deep in the box on the left side. He was 0 for 5 in their win yesterday. The 0-1 is a breaking ball. It's a strike, and that squares it up at 1-1. Despite a couple of hits in the inning, Cade Hansen can get out of this frame without giving up a run if he can get Jordan Ballin.
And that would be huge. That's really the second inning, and Coach T talked about it earlier. That's really been kind of the kryptonite to start the season for Hansen. So this is a big opportunity right here.
1 ball and 1 strike, and here's the pitch. It is swung on and fouled back. It is 1-2. Jordan Ballin, a sophomore out of Champion High School in Bernie. Hitting .207 on the year with 4 runs driven in. First base is open, but that would also turn over the lineup. And I think you'd much rather face a .207 hitter than a .353 hitter. Now time is called, and I think we're having some issues with J.J. Kennett's pitch comm. Or do we? No, we're not. They're going to reset the pitch clock, and we're going to resume play at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hansen works on the first base side of the pitching rubber. And the tall right-hander comes set. He checks over at third base. And the 1-2 pitch is swung on and chopped foul at the plate. We'll do it again at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Hansen's really been challenging him so far. A lot of fastballs, and he's spotting it up really well. Down in the zone. He's got some ride on it, so it plays really well down there. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from him so far. Like I said, this is a big opportunity right here for him to kind of build some momentum early in this season and to get moving in the right direction.
Runner at third is Silva. The runner at second is Diaz. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ballin, and the 1-2 pitch is down and in. That evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's actually in the dirt and blocked nicely by J.J. Kennett. So deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, and 2 on for UTSA. We're scoreless in the top of the second inning.
And what do you know? Jordan Ballin is number 2.
That's baseball.
That is.
2-2 the count. And the 2-2 pitch. Down and in, ball 3. J.J. Kennett thought he had strike 3, and he was out of there.
He certainly did. That looked like a very similar pitch to who did we strike out? Hallmark at the beginning of the inning. J.J. really pulled it up from down low with that ride on the fastball that Hansen has, but not 2 times.
So the count has gone full at 3 balls and 2 strikes to Jordan Ballin. Here's the payoff pitch. And that hit him. And that's the second hit batter of the ball game for Cade Hansen, and that fills up the bases for the top of the order in Caden Miller. Mitch Thompson out of the dugout and had some words for Michael Durantis, but goes back into the dugout.
Yeah, looking here on the replay, I think we saw this same thing last Saturday at Purdue where it was a left-handed batter who leaned in.
Now they're going to actually talk about it. I believe Doug Williams is our crew chief. I had a chance to visit with Doug earlier today, and he's from Texas, so he gets to work in his home state this weekend. He is talking it over with his fellow officials, and they may go take a look at this to see if maybe he did lean into it. Again, the batter is entitled to the batter's box, but he's not allowed to lean into a pitch. So right now it is a hit by pitch for Jordan Ballin.
They're going to take a look.
Yeah, they are going to go take a look.
The only thing that is different to me this time, Tom, remember last Saturday, JJ was catching as well. JJ Kennett was catching as well, but he was adamant that the hitter leaned in. And that was the reason that Coach T came out, and then they ended up challenging it. But this time it looks like the umpires are doing it on their own accord.
Trying to get a replay here in our booth. Maybe we can give you a little more definitive information. But right now the umpires are talking upstairs to the gentleman sitting to my left in the booth next to us. And it is, again, under review.
We'll try and read lips for you.
Yeah, and I'm looking into the umpires' umpires' booth to see what they're seeing. And they're still talking it over. And I think they have come to a decision. And here is the call. Well, actually, we're not getting the call as they go over to explain something to Mitch Thompson. So now they're going to go over and talk to the head coach, Pat Hallmark. This is interesting.
I haven't seen it play out like this before.
Nor have I. So Doug Williams, our crew chief, spoke to Mitch Thompson, and they're indicating that he is going to stay at first base.
After review,
so all of that, and we have a hit by pitch, which is what we had 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. That was really interesting how that all played out. I'm not really sure why Doug Williams ran over and talked to both of the coaches. That isn't typically something that we see.
So here we go with the bases loaded and back to the top of the order for Caden Miller, who grounded out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. He hit that ball into right field where Pearson Reebok fielded it and threw him out. He's 0 for 1.
And remember, we had that heavy shift on. The Bears had the heavy shift on. But with the bases loaded, they aren't going to be able to shift quite as heavy. Well, it looks like we have Sanders moving across the bag right here into second base territory.
They're still playing him to pull. As Cade Hansen comes to the stretch, he checks with the bases loaded and deals the pitch. It's chopped on the ground up the first baseline, but foul. And there's strike one. They have got Tice Armstrong, the Baylor first baseman, playing back on the rim of the outfield and almost in a no-doubles defense.
They have him hugging that line over there. All he has to do is fall over, and his belt buckle will get chalk all over it.
0-1 the count to Miller, a .343 hitter. And the 0-1. It's down low with a changeup, and that evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. The inning began with Hallmark being called out on strike. Silva then doubled. Diego Diaz then singled on an infield single. Palmer then grounded out. And Ballin was hit by a pitch, so they're loaded with 2 outs and a 1-1 count to Miller, who swings and hits a ground ball foul just wide of first, and boy, he smoked that one.
He certainly did. And Tice Armstrong gave a dive at it, but we talked about with him playing so close to the line, and everything we've seen this at-bat from Miller shows, and in the at-bat prior, too, he loves that pull side.
And he turned on that one and sent it rocketing up the first base line, but in foul territory. And it's a loud strike, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Miller with the bases loaded. Silva's at third, Diaz is at second, and Ballin is at first. 1-2 the count. Hansen to the stretch. They're going to steal home. The pitch is swung on and fouled off. They were attempting to steal home as Silva broke and was coming home.
He was stealing home. He was so committed to stealing home, he slid. But Miller swung and fouled it down the third base line. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, that is scary, really. I mean, he's in He's in Miller's hip pocket when he's swinging the bat.
Yeah, it's very dangerous. Oh, my goodness.
And that is Silva, the catcher, trying to steal home. 1-2 the count. And again, the 1-2 to Miller. It's upstairs with a breaky ball. J.J. Kennett bluffed as if he thought he let that ball go to the backstop.
Yeah, he did. I can't get over what just happened last play. That was a full steal of home, and the hitter swung.
Yes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases full of road runners. No score here in the top of the second inning. Hansen to the stretch. Cade is ready. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball, and again it's fouled off. 78 miles per hour. That looked more like a true curveball rather than a slider.
No doubt about it. At that speed, too, and with that arm angle, yeah, he's really coming over the top with it and trying to show a little bit of a different angle on that breaking ball.
The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sacks full of road runners. Here in the second, the pitch is down and in, and it gets all the way to the backstop, and Silva's going to score. On the wild pitch from Cade Hansen, and everybody else is going to move up. Silva scores, Diaz to third, and Ballin over to second.
Yeah, right there with Hansen. He tries to go back to that down and in, and the way he kind of cuts across it, JJ does his best, but just kind of gets through the wickets and rolls over to the UTSA third base dugout.
3-2 the count to Cade Miller, with runners now at second and third, and UTSA leading 1-0. Here's the 3-2 pitch, swung on and driven to right field. Going back is Janusek. He's still going back, and it's gone. That's a 3-run home run for Caden Miller. It is now 4-0 UTSA.
Got to give credit to Miller. He grinded out that at-bat and got him a pitch he could hit. You know, if you're the Bears, you're so close to getting out of that inning multiple times. And then you let him hang around, and that's the kind of things that happen with, you know, not making the plays and not executing the pitches and not cutting the inning when it should be. You know, you let people hang around, and that's what happens.
For Miller, that's his second home run of the year. RBIs 10, 11, and 12, and it is 4-0 UTSA. And here's the left fielder, Detlefson. He's going to hit a ground ball out to short. Gobbled up by Sanders. He throws to first, and the inning is over. But a 4 spot on the board for UTSA. They collect 4 runs. They do it on 3 base hits. Nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the second. It's UTSA 4, the Bears nothing. This is Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
From the ESPN studios, this is KRZI Waco, K222DC Waco, K265DV Temple, ESPN Central Texas.
At Baylor Scott & White McLean Children's, you'll find the care your child deserves and trusted expertise to set your mind at ease. With a network of convenient pediatric primary and specialty care clinics and an advanced medical center, they offer a full range of pediatric care close to home. Learn more at bswhealth.com/McLean-Children's. That's bswhealth.com/McLean-Children's.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to Nextlink Internet. With Nextlink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, Nextlink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give Nextlink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Well, we go to the bottom of the second here in Houston, and now the Bears trailing 4-0 on the first home run allowed this year by Cade Hansen. It was a 3-run shot from Caden Miller, and it stakes UTSA to a 4-0 lead here in the bottom of the second inning. And a lot of the damage done after 2 were out. All the runs were scored after 2 were out.
That's right. And the Bears had the opportunity to get out of it, didn't make the pitches. But like we said, this is going to be an offensive game, and you got to score runs to win. So looking for the Bears to bounce back right here. And
here's Cash McDade to lead it off. He swings and misses at the first pitch he sees for Connor Miles. There's strike one. McDade in the DH role, hitting 143 on the year. The 0-1, poke foul straight back. It's quickly 0-2 to Cash McDade. McDade, Hunter Snow, and Brighton Clements here in the bottom of the second.
You know, Tom, if there's one thing I really do recall about playing in some pro ballparks, and granted, whenever we played in Globe Life, the roof was closed, I felt like the ball would fly much more than your typical college ballpark.
1-2 on the ground, back up the middle, and this one is going to get knocked down by the shortstop, Ballin. He carries it over to the second baseman, Diaz, when he knocks it down, and Diaz will put it in his hip pocket, and that is a leadoff single for Cash McDade.
Great swing by McDade right there. The freshman coming up with a nice knock right up the middle. That's the third ball that the Bears have hit right back up the middle. What that tells me, and granted they're not lasers, but they're going right back up the middle, they're really seeing Miles well. There hasn't been much swing and miss, so look for the Bears to really get on them.
Here's Hunter Snow, and the first pitch to Hunter is upstairs for a ball. It's 1-0. Hunter with that 3-run homer on Friday against Ole Miss to really kickstart this Baylor offense and lead them to a win against the Ole Miss Rebels. The 1-0 swung on and foul back. Boy, he took a healthy cut there and just didn't catch up to it. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, and Snow, he's a big, strong kid. Going backside at this park to the Crawford boxes is no small feat. Just so strong and really talented young player.
1 ball, 1 strike, the 1-1. Cut on and miss. It's 1-2. Bottom dropped out of that slider at 83 miles an hour. And Snow down to the count of the ball and 2 strikes with Brighton Clemens on deck. We're in the bottom of the second inning. The Bears trailing 4-0. They've been out hit 3-2. Again, the big bomb coming from Miller as this pitch is fouled off. Caden Miller with a 3-run shot with 2 outs in the top of the inning. Glad to have you with us on the Baylor Sports Media Network on a Sunday night baseball. The Bears and the Roadrunners from Dyken Park. The pitch on the way, and it is cut on a miss. He strikes him out. Went up the ladder on Snow and got him to chase the 4-seam fastball.
Yeah, he did. And prior to that, the 2 pitches before, he kind of slowed him down with the sliders, the left-on-left sliders. And, Snow was just making contact and fouling him off. And, after you get a couple of those, you got to expect that you're probably going to get a high heater.
Here's Brighton Clemens, the Baylor third baseman. First pitch to Clemens, bounces in and goes up the third base line, but not far enough for advancement from Cash McDade. The Bears really like Cash McDade. He was a guy that swung it well in the fall and again in the spring, and a guy that's just coming along for them and really has an opportunity to kind of fit into that right-handed DH role for Baylor.
Yeah, I think so too. He's a strong kid, physical kid. And from everything I hear from his teammates, they really enjoy being around him. They think he's got a lot of talent, so he can really help him out.
1-0. Off speed and in there for a strike, and it's 1-1. Just a straight change that time, it appeared, to Brighton Clemens from Connor Miles. And that evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. There's a fastball on the inside corner at the knees, and it's 1-2. 92 with that fastball from the left-handed throwing Connor Miles. McDade's at first. He's being held on by Caden Miller. A ball and 2 strikes. A check at first base in the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and laced foul down the right field line. It remains a ball and 2 strikes. That one traveled a long way, but into the upper deck for a souvenir down the right field line.
Yep, wrong direction.
1-2 the count to Clements. J.J. Kennett is on deck. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on a miss. Struck him out. Jammed him, and he just couldn't get the bat to the ball.
Yeah, tied him up right there with the inside pitch. And, There's also an aspect to this. We have 3 true freshmen, 2 redshirt freshmen in the lineup. Some of these guys are really kind of trying to find their way, and college baseball, Power 5 baseball is a big step up from high school.
2 outs, and here's J.J. Kennett, the Baylor backstop. He takes a pitch outside for a ball. It's 1-0. J.J., a .333 hitter with no homers and 2 runs driven in. To the stretch, Miles. He'll check over at first base to Cash McDade. And the pitch to J.J. cut on and foul back. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. J.J. Kennett 1 for 4 in this event. One ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1 to J.J. swung on and flared out into shallow right field. This one is sinking, but not sinking fast enough. And Lane Hayworth will run under it in a dead sprint from right field and make the catch and retire the Bears. For the second consecutive inning, the Bears get their leadoff man aboard, but leave him on the bases. No runs, 1 hit. 1 man left. We're through 2, and our score, UTSA 4 and Baylor nothing. This is Bears baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baylor fans, ready to keep it cool this season? Ice and Easy delivers premium ice lightning fast. From tailgates to restaurants, construction sites, concerts, and races, Ice and Easy has you covered. Game day or work day, keep your drinks cold and your spirits bold. Ice and Easy, we deliver, you chill. Proud supporter of the Baylor Bears.
Y'all listen up. Let me tell you something about group meals from Rudy's Barbecue. It's got all you need for all the folks you gotta feed, smoked meat, sides, and more. There's everything down to the tablecloth, just like the one that you see at the store. At a bridal shower, it's better than flowers. And a long distance meeting, it'll pass the hours. It'll feed all the cousins at a family function. It's better than potluck at a church luncheon. Next time you need to feed 10 or more, call and order a Rudy's group meal.
Next in line. You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Tom Barfield and Cole Posey, we welcome you back to Daikin Park in Houston. We head to the top of the 3rd inning. And the Bears trailing by a score of 4-0. And Cole, Baylor's been able to get the leadoff man aboard. They just haven't been able to move him around the bases.
Yeah, that's been the story of the game so far. And, I hate to keep going back to it, but we know the offense that UTSA has. And we know that more than likely they're going to score runs this game. So with the Bears, it's how do you minimize that? And then your offense has to show up today. You got to score some runs of your own. And, yeah, they're halfway there, but they haven't been able to cash in on them just yet. They just got to get that full circle.
Here's Lane Hayworth to lead it off, and he takes a pitch high for a ball. It's 1-0. Hayworth flied out to left field. He was robbed of a knock by Hunter Snow his first time up. Came in hitting .487 on the year. This is a guy that swings it for UTSA. Here's the 1-0, and he hits a fly ball out into left center field on his horse is Bo Caraway. Still going back, and just in front of the warning track out in left center field, he hauls it in, and there's out number 1. Played to the park right there.
Yeah, it certainly was, and Bo Caraway, man, that kid can run. I know that you've talked about it with me before, potentially one of the fastest guys that you've seen. I mean, goodness gracious, he tracked that thing down. It was perfectly hitting the gap on the warning track, and he tracked it down like nothing.
Here's Josh Arquette. Arquette grounded out to Travis Sanders his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Swings and drives one into left field. There's a base hit. A one-out single for Arquette. The home run by Caden Miller last inning was his second, but as a team, UTSA has now hit 17 out of the ballpark already.
That's absurd. That's almost 2 a game.
Well, this is game 11 for those guys, so 1+, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
1 on and 1 out, and here's Christian Hallmark. Hallmark called out on strikes his first time up. Runner at first base is Arquette. And the pitch swung on, and a high fly ball out to left field. Coming in on it is Hunter Snow, and he's moving over towards the foul line. He'll make the catch right about where the seats jet out towards the outfield, and he hauls that one in for out number 2.
Yeah, a lazy fly by all means. Kind of jammed him up right there. And I think that is where Hansen's going to have to live. Where we've seen the damage so far is the stuff out over the plate. He needs to tie him up with that 92, 93 mile-an-hour fastball, or he needs to go low and away with the off-speed to this lineup that's full of lefties.
Runner at first and 2 outs now. Here's Jacob Silva, the catcher. Silva doubled and scored his first time up. Swings and hits a rope just foul wide of first. My goodness gracious, that nearly undressed our first base umpire, Michael Carraway.
Yeah, he did a little jumping jack over there. And shortly after that followed up with a foul call. But yeah, these guys are swinging. I mean, this is the kind of game on defense you are locked in because every single pitch that's thrown, you got a good chance that the ball's getting hit to you.
0-1 the count with 2 outs and a runner at first base. Here's the 0-1 to Silva, and it's high and away for a ball. That evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Silva, his double in the second was his first extra base hit of the year. He's doubled and scored. 1 ball, 1 strike. 4-0 UTSA in the top of the third. The pitch is swung on and foul back. One and 2 the count with 2 outs. And now time is called by the home plate umpire. One and 2 as we resume play. Silva the hitter. Diego Diaz would hit next if the inning is extended. Hansen checks, and here's the pitch. Swung on, and it's a ground ball, fair just inside the third base bag. It caroms off the sidewall, back out into left field. Arquette is around third. He's coming to the plate, and he is going to be safe just ahead of the throw from the left fielder, Hunter Snow. That was a tough play, and that's the ballpark penalizing you there.
It certainly is. He came around all the way from first base, and Silva, the lefty, with the Bears playing a little bit of a shift, hits a ground ball right over third base. And like you said, hits that little notch out right there in left field. And so Snow's having to almost run a circle over there because he thinks it's going to go down the line. Then it kicks back into the middle of left field, and the throw just not in time at the plate.
So that's a second double for Jacob Silva. He's at second base after driving in a run. It's 5-0. And here is Diego Diaz. He swings and hits a high fly ball down the right field line, but this one is foul. There's strike 1. I mean, when it went into the seats, it was about as high as the foul pole, the fair foul pole down the right field line. That was one of those majestic shots, and here comes Sean Snedeker, the Baylor pitching coach, out of the dugout. And it looks like they're starting to move around in the Baylor bullpen. Nobody throwing as of yet. They're just, well, they're playing soft toss right now.
Tom, all I got to say is good thing the roof's open because that fly ball might have went into the roof.
It was up there, to say the least. So Sned out to visit with Cade Hansen. That conversation taking place, and I think he's just trying to lock him in as Luke DeVasier starts to get ready for Baylor.
You know, Tom, with so many lefties in the lineup, I have to wonder if maybe the coaches are thinking about getting a lefty warm, and, you know, I have to think that typically the left-on-left matchup is the hardest matchup in baseball. potentially, if I'm thinking about guys to bring in next, I think a lefty would be pretty high on my list.
0-1 the count as we resume play to Diaz. And the 0-1 pitch is a breaking ball, and it's skied down the left field line. It's a long run into no man's land. Hunter Snow on the run, Travis Sanders on the run, and neither of them is going to get to it. It falls in fair. Silva is around third. He's going to score. Now they've got the Diaz hung up between second and third, and they tag him out. But a run scores, and it's 6-0 on the RBI double by Diego Diaz. And then he's caught up between second and third for the final out of the inning. So for UTSA, they're going to score 2 more runs. They're going to do it on 3 hits. Nobody left. We go to the bottom of the third at 6-0 Roadrunners. This is Bears Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
We don't just build trucks. We build something that's meant to last. That's why the 2026 Toyota Tundra isn't just built in Texas. It's built by Texas, which means the Tundra is built to tough it out and to take it easy. Built to carry tradition and to make new ones. Built to roll with the punches and to go the distance. Built stronger, built louder, built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today.
Right now, qualified lessees can lease a rugged new 2026 Tundra SR5 for $519 a month for 36 months with $49.99 due at signing. Toyota, let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for offer details. Offer available in select states and ends 3/2/26.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Welcome back to Daikin Park in Houston, where the UTSA Roadrunners lead at 6-0. And if you're scoring with us, Diego Diaz is credited with a double to left and an RBI, his 9th of the year. And then he is thrown out trying to stretch that into a triple, 7-5-4. So left field to third base to second base. And the Bears will have Bo Caraway, the 9-hole hitter, to lead it off. 9-1-2 for Baylor.
Tom, in these kinds of games, the hitters know you're coming into a game on Sunday. You likely need to score runs.
First pitch to Caraway is a slider away for ball 1.
And on top of that, Miles has done a good job, but he also has a 6.5 ERA. So it's like the Bears need to the hitters need to really get going.
Here's pitch, swung on, and it's chopped to the second baseman, Diaz, and he'll underhand to the first baseman, Caden Miller. And Caraway is retired 4-3. So one time through the order, no runs on a couple of hits. 2 strikeouts, no walks for Connor Miles, who came in with a 5.79 earned run average.
And a lot of times baseball is one of those games the pitchers are picking up the hitters are picking up the pitchers, and we had a feeling that it was going to be a high-scoring game, and so it's one of the things for the hitters. You got to start making some stuff happen.
First pitch on the way to Travis Sanders, swung on and fouled back, and this is a bat that's going well in Travis Sanders. He has raised the average to 447. No homers and 3 runs driven in. He's hit safely now in 4 straight ball games. He's got to have some of his teammates join him.
Yeah, he's a stud. He's just a great defender, great hitter, amazing player.
The 0-1. It's upstairs for a ball. That evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. 6 runs on 6 hits for UTSA. No runs on 2 hits for the Bears. The pitch to Sanders is high and away for a ball. And of those 6 hits, 4 of them have been extra base variety. 3 doubles and a home run. So the Roadrunners is able to put a 4 spot on the board in the second, add 2 more here in the third. We're in the bottom of the third, and the Bears trailing 6-0. 2-1 the count to Travis Sanders with 1 out. And the pitch to Travis above the letters for a ball, and it's now 3-1. Pearson Reebok is on deck. Three balls, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on. in the home half of the third, and the 3-1 pitch is upstairs, ball 4. That's the first walk issued by Connor Miles. Sometimes I wonder when you have a guy going like that, do you just kind of pitch around him and get to the rest of the lineup?
You know, I have to think so, and it's probably one of those things going into the game. Coaches is like, hey, there's one dude who's going really hot right now that we got to be careful with, and if we walk him, it's not the end of the world. I would rather nibble on a guy like that and maybe let him get himself out than, hey, we're just going to attack him and see what he can do because we know he's a good hitter and he's going well.
Here's Pearson Reebok. He takes a fastball high and away for a ball. Pearson laid down a sacrifice bunt back at the first that moved Sanders over to second. He was eventually stranded at third base as Baylor had an opportunity in the first and second innings to score, getting their leadoff man aboard in both innings and just not able to get him around. The 1-0 pitch is down and in to Reebok. It's 2-0. Pearson hitting .219 with 1 run driven in. And, again, quite honestly, this is a bat that's got to get going if the Bears are going to go and do the things that they want to do. This is a guy that's got to hit for them.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
A throw over to first base, and Sanders is back standing. Don't think Travis is going anywhere in a 6-0 ball game.
This is the first stretch where we've seen Miles kind of lose the zone a little bit. 6 balls in his last 8 pitches.
2 balls and no strikes, and another throw over to first base. And again, Travis Sanders standing on the base when the ball arrives to first base in Caden Miller. He does not have a very big lead over at first base, trailing 6-0. The pitch on the way to Reebok is slash foul out of play, a high fly ball down the left field line. Into the seats for a souvenir. There's strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Miles, the lefty, working from the stretch and delivers the pitch, and it is again fouled off left side, and now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
What I look at so far this year, having watched Reebok a little bit, he has 12 walks, he has 12 strikeouts. So the walk to strikeout is close. That's good. It's just the contact that he's been kind of struggling to find early on in the season.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and the 2-2 pitch down low, ball 3. That fills up the count at 3-2. There's 1 out. There's 1 on for the Bears, trailing 6-0 here in Houston. Baylor 1-1 in this event. UTSA is 2-0. And the payoff to Reebok. Chop foul will do it again at 3-2. Baylor with a win over Ole Miss, a top 25 program, and then a loss to Texas, a top 5 program. Now they're playing UTSA, and in some polls, a top 25 program. 3-2, the pitch, swung on, and again, chop foul over towards the first base on deck circle where Tice Armstrong picks it up.
And you know, Tom, from what we've seen UTSA do in prior weekends and also today, I mean, they sure swing it like a top 25 team.
Again, the count is full to Reebok with 1 on and 1 out, and the payoff pitch is lined into left field. This one is going to be caught by the left fielder, Detlefson, jogging towards the foul line, and there's 2 away. Tried to go the other way and flies out for the second out of the inning. And now here's Tice Armstrong. Armstrong grounded out 1-4-3 his first time up. He hit a baseball back that hit the pitcher, Miles, and then caromed over to the second baseman, Diaz, who then threw him out. Sanders at first, and the pitch to Armstrong is down and in for ball 1. Threw him a changeup at 83 that missed the zone. Brady Janusek will hit next for the Bears if Armstrong can extend the inning. 1 ball and no strikes, the 1-0. It's upstairs, ball 2.
Something that can be tough in Tice's situation, starting off the year so hot. Everyone in the world knows who you are. So you get pitched a little bit differently, and, you know, he's still in the 3-hole, so that automatic respect that comes with that. So, you know, it's a tough position to be in.
2-0 breaking balls a strike, and it's 2-1.
It's a good position. You know, everyone respects you and knows who you are, but, you know, you better believe you're going to be getting pitched a little bit different after you hit 3 grand slams on opening day.
Yeah, the scouting report gets around in a hurry, doesn't it? Here's the 2-1. It's another breaky ball that's downstairs, and now the count is 3-1.
It sure does. And on Tice's part, he's sitting right under 300 right now. He's having still a very good season, but it'll take a little bit of adjustment on his part.
3-1, swung on and missed. Boy, he chased one out of the zone, up around the eyes and on the outer half.
Yeah, anytime he sees the fastball, because, this at-bat change-up, breaking ball, as a hitter, you want to hit that fastball. It's just going to be him having to make sure it's in that zone that he can handle.
3 balls, 2 strikes, and the payoff pitch, outside ball 4. They walked him. So 2 walks in the frame, and here's Janusek. And, it's crazy, but Janusek does have good pop with a couple of home runs already this season. If he hits one out of the park, all of a sudden you look up and it's a 6-3 ball game.
That's right.
And now it changes everything. But right now, from a UTSA perspective, I got to believe that they're going to ride Connor Miles just as far as they possibly can with a 6-run cushion.
I would.
2 on, 2 out, and here's Janusek. The first pitch to Brady is a fastball high for ball 1. Janusek grounded out his first time up.
And, Tom, there's a lot of different ways to get a pitcher out of a game. You can hit him around. You can really work the zone and make him get his pitch count up.
The 1-0 swung on and a high fly ball out to right field. Going over towards the line is Hayworth. Still going back, and now he's on the warning track and will make the catch for the 3rd and final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, 2 men left. We go to the 4th inning. It is 6-0 Roadrunners. This is Bears Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Hey, Baylor fans, this is your call to gear up with Harley-Davidson of Waco. Whether you're hitting the open road or tailgating at McLean Stadium, we've got the ride to match your Bear pride. Check out our wide selection of new and pre-owned motorcycles. Visit our service department or shop all the latest gear and accessories to show off your Baylor spirit and Harley pride. Visit us today and find your freedom on 2 wheels. Harley-Davidson of Waco, where Baylor fans never ride alone. Visit in-store or at hdwaco.com. Sic 'em Bears.
Do you want to earn points while cheering on your favorite Baylor teams? Join Baylor Bold Rewards. Track your attendance on the Baylor Sports app across athletic events and earn points towards prizes and experiences. Download the Baylor Sports app or register online today at BaylorBoldRewards.com and start earning your points today.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
He's Cole Posey. I'm Tom Barfield. Back in the studios in Waco is Van Goodall. We thank you for being with us on this Sunday night as the Bears take on UTSA. The Roadrunners leading 6-0. Hey, Bear fans, this baseball season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink for baseball watching. Pepsi, that's what I like. A proud partner of Baylor baseball. As we head to the top of the 4th inning, 8, 9, and 1 in the order. Palmer, Ballin, and then back to the top of the order for Caden Miller. Cade Hansen back out for his 4th inning of work. He's going to face Palmer here. Palmer grounded out his first time up. Palmer in from the left side against the right-hander, Cade Hansen. Cade's ready to go to work, and the first pitch to Palmer on the way to the plate. It is swung on and missed. There's strike 1. Palmer, a senior, a catcher by trade out of Pace, Florida. 0-1 the count, the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and a fly ball out into left field. Coming on is Hunter Snow, and he's unwritten. There's 1 down. Good start to the inning for Cade Hansen.
Really good start, and he kind of comes in with that fastball and ties up the lefty hitter, and that's where we've seen the most success from Hansen today, whenever he runs that fastball in on the left-handed hitters and then goes soft away with the changeup or leaves that breaking ball down. Anytime we're getting too much of the plate is where the real damage is getting done.
Here's the shortstop Ballin. And the first pitch to Jordan Ballin is down low for a ball. He was hit by a pitch back in the 2nd, and he has scored a run in the ball game. One ball and no strikes. With 1 out and nobody on in the 4th. The 1-0 is ripped into left field. This one's sinking, and it is down. And into the alley, left fielder Hunter Snow over to cut it off, and he's going to hold ball into a one-out single. So the 9-hole hitter breaks an 0 for 5 with a single to left. And that turns the lineup over for Caden Miller. Miller grounded out in the first and then hit the 3-run bomb in the second, which is really the difference in the ball game right now.
It is.
And Mitch Thompson's out of the dugout, and that is going to be all for Cade Hansen. We're going to have a pitching change here at Daikin Park in Houston with our score. The Roadrunners 6, the Bears nothing. This is Bears baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Hey, Baylor fans, this is your call to gear up with Harley-Davidson of Waco. Whether you're hitting the open road or tailgating at McLean Stadium, we've got the ride to match your Bear pride. Check out our wide selection of new and pre-owned motorcycles, visit our service department, or shop all the latest gear and accessories to show off your Baylor spirit and Harley pride. Visit us today and find your freedom on 2 wheels. Harley-Davidson of Waco, where Baylor fans never ride alone. Visit in-store or at hdwaco.com. Sick 'em Bears.
Y'all listen up. Let me tell you something about group meals from Rudy's Barbecue. It's got all you need for all the folks you gotta feed, smoked meat, sides, and more. There's everything down to the tablecloth, just like the one that you see at the store. At a bridal shower, it's better than flowers. And a long business meeting, it'll pass the hours. It'll feed all the cousins at a family function. It's better than potluck at a church luncheon. Next time you need to feed 10 or more, call and order a Rudy's group meal.
Next in line.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Well, first out of the pen for the Bears will be Luke DeBazier. He takes over for Cade Hansen. So Luke DeBazier going through the warm-up tosses here on this Sunday night. For DeBazier, this will be his 5th appearance, 0-0 with a 4.91 earned run average. He's worked 3 2/3 innings. He has given up 4 runs on 3 hits. He has struck out 1. He's walked 2. And opponents are hitting .231 off of the right-hander Luke DeBazier. DeBazier takes over for Cade Hansen, who went 3 innings plus a batter. And he's got property on the bases. The line so far is 6 runs earned on 7 hits, no walks, 1 strikeout. 54 pitches thrown, 36 for strikes. And now it's pretty simple. Luke DeBazier, you got to throw up zeros.
That's right. And, you know, I like DeBazier. I like his arsenal. I think he's a bulldog out there on the mound. I think he's a hard competitor. And we talked about earlier, do they bring in a lefty? Do they stay with the righty? Obviously, they've stayed with the righty. But you're right. The job is simple. We need zeros, and the Bears need to get up there and swing the bat. And it really is as simple as that.
So DeBazier, the 5'10", 190-pound junior out of Mansfield, Texas, the Tyler Junior College transfer, comes in, and he'll inherit Jordan Ballin at first base. And we're back to the top of the order for Caden Miller. First pitch to Miller, swung on and missed. There's strike 1. He was trying to do it again. I mean, that was a healthy cut.
It was a healthy cut.
91 with the fastball from Luke DeBazier. Gets a swing and a miss from Caden Miller, and it's 0-1. Nothing in 1 the count. And the 0-1. Upstairs and in for a ball, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Nice job by J.J. Kennett to flag that one down.
J.J.'s an athlete back there, and that's one of the things that I've loved watching him continue to get better. I thought he was always a great catcher whenever he got here, but I think he's excelled even more. He's all over the place back there, blocking everything, catching everything.
1-1. Down and in for a ball. It's 2-1. Armstrong is holding it first. Sanders and Reebok look for the double play chance. Baylor's turned 12 double plays so far this year, which I believe is tops in the Big 12 and among the nation's leaders. Sanders pinched over towards the second base bag, so the 6-hole is open for the left-handed hitting Caden Miller. This pitch is inside again, and it is now 3 balls and 1 strike.
I wouldn't mind a double play right here, Tom.
I think everybody that wears green and gold is rooting for you. Drew Detlefson is on deck. We're in the fourth, and it's 6-0 Roadrunners. And the pitch is down and in for a ball, and that's the first walk issued by Baylor pitching. And now there's 2 on and 1 out. And now you've worked yourself into a jam.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Coming out of the pen, obviously, you want to come out and stop the bleeding. So coming out and issuing a 5-pitch walk isn't what you want. But you still are 1 pitch away, and that's the way you have to look at it. You're 1 ground ball away from a double play, and you're out of the inning. Give yourself a breather and let your team start swinging the bat. And I think that's got to be the mindset right here.
Here's Detlefson. And the first pitch to Detlefson is swung on and hit out into right field. Going back is Janusek, still going back, and he's going to play it off the bottom of the wall. Ballin is around third. He's on his way to the plate. Here comes the throw to the plate, and it is not in time. Sliding in is Ballin ahead of the relay, and it is 7-0 with the runner Caden Miller ending up at third and Detlefson in at second base with the double.
That ball was ripped off the bottom of the wall in right center. The Bears did such a good job on the relay that the runner at second is the one who scored, and the Bears had a chance, bang-bang play at the plate. That's how quick the Bears got it in, but obviously just a little bit too late.
So Detlefson with the double and an RBI. That's his 16th RBI, 17th RBI of the year, or 16th rather. And now it's second and third, and the pitch to Hayworth is swung on and hit deep to left field. Going back to the warning track is Hunter Snow. He'll make the catch. Tagging and scoring is Caden Miller on the RBI sacrifice fly, and it's now 8-0.
Yeah, it's been loud contact today from UTSA. I mean, there's no two ways about it. I mean, that's 2 balls back-to-back hit to the warning track. Both oppo. I mean, they're swinging the bat, and it's going to have to be an offensive battle today if the Bears want a chance in this game.
8-0, and here's Arquette with a runner at second base. And Detlefson. First pitch to Arquette is a slider away, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. And you can close the book on Cade Hansen. We'll get to his numbers in a moment. The pitch on the way, and it's swung on a miss. Boy, he chased one way out of the zone from DeVasier. And Arquette now at 1 ball and 1 strike. So here's the line on Hansen. 3 1/3, 7 runs earned on 7 hits. 1 walk, 1 strikeout, no walks. 1 ball, 1 strike to Josh Arquette, and a spin and a throw back to second base. A little room service call to keep Drew Detlefson close to the bag. A fly ball out by Palmer, then a single by Ballin, a walk to Miller, a double by Detlefson, and then a sac fly. The 1-1 upstairs for a ball. And again, most of the base hits have been of extra base variety.
They have, and that makes it tough. You got guys running the bases, balls going to the fence, and yeah, they've been swinging it. There's no doubt.
6 extra base hits out of the 8 total base hits. As this pitch sails in tight for a ball, and it's 3-1. Christian Hallmark is in the on-deck circle. UTSA with 4 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 more here in the top of the 4th inning. To the stretch, and the pitch. Swung on a miss. It is 3-2. He just challenged him with some high heat and got it past him. 90 on the radar gun. And Arquette at a 3-ball, 2-strike count with 2 outs and a runner at second base. Detlefson, the runner at second, the 3-2, cut on a miss. He struck him out, but 2 more runs on the board as UTSA extends their lead to 8-0. 2 runs on a couple of hits. 1 man has left. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It is 8-0 UTSA, and this is Bears baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellberg Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
From the ESPN studios, this is KRZI Waco, K222DC Waco, K265DV Temple, ESPN Central Texas.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Well, there's plenty of offensive opportunities, but at some point, Cole, you just got to get going, and now's as good a time as any as Cash McDade, Hunter Snow, and Brighton Clements will come to the plate.
Yeah, there's no doubt. They've had the opportunities. They've had guys on, and, sometimes, and we've talked about it, you got to manufacture a little bit. And I think people say, oh, you're down 8, you got to bang it around the park. I know Coach Blair, and I have a feeling if we start getting some guys on and start making some things happen, there's going to be some hit and runs. There's going to be some guys moving to try and manufacture a little bit of momentum, and sometimes that's what you have to do.
Here's Cash McDade, the DH. He's 1 for 1. He's singled to lead off the second. He swings and fouls one back. There's strike one. He singled to lead off the second and was stranded at first base. Snow went strikeout, Clemens went strikeout, and Kennett went fly ball out. And the Bears in the first 2 innings of this ballgame have gotten the leadoff man aboard, just weren't able to do anything with it. The 0-1 is fouled back. It's quickly 0-2 to Cash McDade. McDade is a 5'11", 208-pound freshman out of Fairfax, Virginia. Down in the count, 0-2 in the pitch. Swung on a miss. He struck him out. Third strikeout of the night for Connor Miles.
As a hitter in a situation like this, you got to know the situation. So you're down 8. My mindset going into it is that pitcher's nice and comfortable. He's probably going to throw at least a couple fastballs to you in the at-bat.
Here's Hunter Snow. He's first ball hacking, rolls one out slowly to the second baseman, Diaz. He'll throw to first in time. Oh, they called him safe. They said the first baseman, Caden Miller, was not in contact with the first base bag, and immediately Pat Hallmark comes out of the dugout and says he wants a review. It was a little footstep action going on over there from Caden Miller. He was trying to figure out how to get back on the bag, but Diego Diaz threw him the ball right to his chest, and he just was having some trouble finding the first base bag. So now we got a replay, and UTSA is challenging, and I think they're going to win the challenge.
Yeah, as long as his foot was on the bag, I think they just got him.
So right now, Hunter Snow's aboard at first on a fielder's choice. Maybe even an error. But watching the replay, it certainly appears that Caden Miller was on the bag. Now, I can't tell if he lifted his foot up or not. They've slowed it down big time, and I think he's going to be out. But now here comes Doug Williams, our crew chief, and he'll give us the indication. The runner at first base is out. So that's a 4-3 put out of Hunter Snow, and there's 2 away. And that'll bring up Brighton Clements. 2 up, 2 down for the Bears. Clements struck out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. The first pitch to Clemens is a fastball at the letters for a strike, and it's 0-1. Brighton hitting 143 on the year with no home runs and 5 driven in. 0 for 3 in the ball game yesterday. Swings and hits a drive out into left center field. Going back is Detlefsen, still going back, and this one's off the top of the wall in left center field, over 400 feet away. Racing into second is Brighton Clemens with his second double of the season, and I'm telling you, he clobbered that baseball. About 85% of the park would not have held that ball, but in that's that deep left center field alley, which is kind of no man's land.
Yeah, it is, and right there on that fence, it jets up to about, I have to say, at least 20 feet over there, and that ball was absolutely ripped. And for a young guy, I've actually been very impressed with his power. I saw him do it last week, a deep drive out to left field at the Round Rock Express AAA Park. Great power in a young player.
Here's J.J. Kennett. He takes a fastball down and in for ball 1. Kennett flied out to right field his first time up. He's 0 for 1. J.J., a .308 hitter with a couple of RBIs on the season, splitting time with Buchanan behind the plate. 0-1, a 1-0 the count, rather. The 1-0 pitch is a chopper out in front of the plate. Going to be grabbed by the catcher, Silva. He'll throw to first, and the Bears are done in the 4th inning. No runs on a hit. A man is left. We're through 4. It's 8-0 UTSA. This is Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
If you need a trailer, Flat Rock Trailers has got you covered. From light-duty single-axle utility trailers to the big Tex tandem duals. We also carry a full line of enclosed cargo trailers. Need a motorcycle trailer? We've got them. Need a dump trailer? We've got the largest selection in the state. Oil field trailers? We carry a full line of big Tex trailers to handle all your needs. Trailer repairs? We repair all makes and models. We'll even rent you a trailer if you need to use one for a day. Flat Rock Trailers, your #1 source for all your trailer needs. Find us at flatrocktrailers.com.
Proudly serving Texas since 2007. Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage and a trusted neighbor, bridging expert industry knowledge with integrity and kindness. Known for their award-winning agents, Magnolia Realty understands the dynamics of making the real estate journey your own and the importance of trust from contract to close. You can find their local agents here in Waco and across the state, including in Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected and learn more, visit magnoliarealty.com. Here's to home.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
As we head to the 5th inning, it is a 8-0 ball game in favor of UTSA. They've got 8 runs on 8 hits. They have not committed an error. They have left 2 men on base. For the Bears, no runs on 3 hits, no errors, and they have stranded 5 base runners. And Luke DeVasier out to work against Hallmark, Silva, and Diaz. So here's Hallmark. Hallmark on the night struck out looking and then flied out to left field. He's 0 for 2. DeVasier working from the stretch. And the right-hander kicks and comes home, and this pitch is bunted up the first base line. It is a good one. DeVasier will field. He'll underhand to first, and it hits the runner, the batter rather, Hallmark on the backside, and all hands are safe on a bunt base hit from Christian Hallmark. That's a well-executed bunt on a drag.
And, Hallmark being the lefty, quick player, and really one of the only guys in the lineup who's kind of struggled today. I love the idea of pulling the bunt with him, running a hard 90, putting the pressure on, and that's what it's all about. Whenever you're trying to make stuff happen on offense, it's all about putting pressure on him.
That's a bunt base hit for Hallmark. He's now 1 for 3, and here's Jacob Silva. Silva's been a tough out tonight for the Bears, and the first pitch to Jacob Silva is wide for a ball, and it's 1-0. Silva doubled and scored in the second, doubled and drove in a run in the third. His first 2 extra base hits of the year and his 3rd RBI of the season. A left-handed bat against the right-hander Luke DeVasier, and the 1-0 pitch is down and in for a ball. It is 2-0. And you got great wheels at first base. in Hallmark. He's got 5 stolen bases already this season in 5 attempts. UTSA is 18 of 20 in the running game. And Hallmark's got 5 of them. Here's the 2-0. There's a strike on the inner half, and it's 2-1.
You know, it hasn't really presented itself today with the extra base hits and Baylor just having a couple on and, you know, not really being in a position to run. But both of these ball clubs run effectively. We just haven't seen it much today.
2 balls and a strike to Silva. And the 2-1 is waved out on a changeup. Boy, he floated that one in there, and Silva swings out of his shoes for strike 2. That changeup at 82 miles per hour.
I got a feeling that Silva's seeing it pretty good today. So he saw that pitch up and
licked his chops, right?
Uh-huh.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Silva. Diaz is next. And the 2-2 pitch swung on and popped up. Foul territory, third base side. Clements in foul territory will make the grab. And there's 1 down. One out. Here's Diego Diaz. Diaz a couple of hits today. He delivered an infield single in the second, and then eventually would come around to score. And he also doubled and drove in a run in the third. Tried to stretch it into a triple and was thrown out. Trying to stretch that thing into a triple. So he's 2 for 2 with a run scored and an RBI. And the pitch to Diaz is a check swing down and in. Did he go around? He did on that hard breaky ball into the left-handed hitting Diaz, and there's strike 1. Diaz out of Far, Texas. Now, that's a far piece from here. You know. Down to the valley. 0-1 the count. The 0-1 pitch. Down and in again for a ball, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Sherryland High School in Far, Texas. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on and 1 out. We are in the top of the 5th, and the Roadrunners leading 8-0. They got 4 in the second, 2 in the third, and 2 in the fourth. To the stretch, DeBazier, and a throw over to first base. Back in plenty of time is Hallmark. Nobody throwing right now for the Bears, but there are a couple of Bears getting loose. Maybe one now starting to soft toss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Breaky ball that stays outside. It's 2-1. Brock Palmer is on deck.
You know, Tom, it really is a 3-faceted game. Last night you talked about the team having 4 errors. Tonight the defense has been very solid. Just the pitching has kind of let the Bears down early on.
2-1. Swung on a miss. It's 2-2. Again, he's swinging for the downs there. I mean, he's trying to knock this one out of the ballpark.
You know, it's contagious, especially whenever, you know, the team's feeling the mojo and you're hitting the ball around the park a little bit. You know, the teammates feed off that, and it's, you know, it's hunting time. We're ready to go.
2 balls and 2 strikes, and the 2-2 pitch. Down and in for a ball. It's 3-2. Again, yesterday they either hit 5 or 6 home runs, including a grand slam against Coastal, scoring 16 runs. So you know that they can do it. Coastal Carolina came in here as a top 10 team. Now, to be perfectly honest, they've got 2 of their best arms on the shelf, and they were very thin on the mound was Coastal. But man, they got it done today against Ole Miss. So you just never know. 3-2, there goes the runner. The pitch is upstairs for a ball. He's walked him, and there's 2 aboard with 1 out.
It is true. You never know. And, you know, very easily right now, everything could have stayed the same for the Bears on the pitching side, but, you know, the Bears could be winning 10-8 if you come out and swing the bats. And so you never do know, and the pitching and the defense is really half of the equation. And sometimes the pitching and defense doesn't even matter if you come out and hit well enough. But it's the symbiotic relationship of the hitters and pitchers picking each other up and working together.
Here's the DH Palmer with 2 on and 1 out. He takes a pitch upstairs for a ball, and it's 1-0. Palmer grounded out in the second, then flied out to left field in the fourth. He's hitless in 2 trips. The runner at second is Hallmark. The runner at first is Diaz. 1-0 the count. The 1-0 pitch is hit on the ground right side. It's going to be grabbed by Armstrong. He goes to second, and all hands are safe as the shortstop Sanders couldn't handle the throw. Even if he does, the runner was going to be safe. Diaz was on the base by the time the ball got there, and safe at first base is Palmer, and they are now loaded with one out.
Yeah, Tom, I agree with you. Tice is playing deep, and 100%. Diaz would have been safe at second anyways. That was one of those where you just take your out at first.
And it's also a fielder's choice and an E6 on Sanders, his second error of the year, and they're loaded for the 9-hole hitter, Jordan Ballin. Ballin deep in the box on the left side against DeVasier. And the pitch swung on and fouled off. There's strike one. Ballin was hit by a pitch and scored in the second, singled and scored in the fourth. 8-0 Roadrunners with the bases loaded here in the top of the fifth inning. One other game just getting started in the Big 12 up in Arlington. It's Arizona State and Texas A&M in the top of the first, no score. The pitch is swung on and a high fly ball into shallow left. Camping under this one is Hunter Snow. Hallmark is going to tag. He's on his way to the plate. The throw is cut off, and there's an RBI sacrifice fly for Jordan Ballin as Hallmark hits the pay station to make it 9-0. The runner at second, Diaz, goes to third. The runner at first, Palmer, will move to second on the RBI sacrifice fly from Jordan Ballin.
You know, Tom, that ball wasn't super deep. I would actually almost call it shallow left, and just because of where Clements was for the cutoff, kind of left him in no man's land and gave the runner enough time to get to third and not enough on the throw to get him out at home. A little bit of a unique situation right there.
Here's Caden Miller with 2 on and 2 out. Runners at second and third, and the pitch to Miller is swung on and hit on the ground right side. Tice Armstrong's got it, going to underhand to DeVasier covering, and the inning is over. But another run on the board for UTSA. They score a run. They do it on one hit. There were 2 men left on base. We go to the home half of the fifth. It is a 9-0 ball game. UTSA on top of the Bears, and this is Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
We don't just build trucks. We build something that's meant to last. That's why the 2026 Toyota Tundra isn't just built in Texas. It's built by Texas, which means the Tundra is built to tough it out and to take it easy. Built to carry tradition and to make new ones. Built to roll with the punches and to go the distance. Built stronger, built louder, built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today.
Right now, qualified lessees can lease a rugged new 2026 Tundra SR5 for $519 a month for 36 months, with $49.99 due at signing. Toyota, let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for offer details. Offer available in select states and ends 3/2/26.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
9-0 UTSA as we head to the bottom of the fifth inning here at Daikin Park. Rudy's a proud sponsor of Baylor Baseball. Be sure and stop by and check out your local Rudy's or Rudy's.com for some real Texas barbecue. You can enjoy 100% oak smoked meats, delicious size, and Rudy's signature sauce. And don't forget, Rudy serves breakfast tacos every day until 10 a.m., and that sounds good, doesn't it?
Oh, it does sound good. We're getting a little hungry up here, aren't we?
Indeed. Caraway, Sanders, and Reebok, 9-1-2 for the Bears, trailing 9-0. UTSA has scored in every inning but the first inning. First pitch to Caraway. He shows bunt and bunts it right out in front of home plate, picked up by the catcher, Silva, and he throws him out. On one pitch, there's one down in the fifth.
Good idea by Caraway. We talked about the speed that he has, and being a lefty, you know, it makes sense to pull it with him. Just kind of gets that one off the end of the bat, and really a little squibber right in front of home. never a chance to make a hit out of that bunt.
That turns the lineup over, and we go back to the top of the order for Travis Sanders. Sanders been to the plate twice, been aboard twice. A single and a walk, and the first pitch to Sanders is a slider for a strike, and it's 0-1. Travis, the veteran shortstop, the transfer from Copper's Cove, and out of Copper's Cove, transferred to Baylor from Texas Tech, is really having a terrific start to the year. Swings and fouls this one back. And it's, well, the scoreboard says 0-2. I thought it was 1-1. Well, we're going to go with 0-2. It is 0-2. Sanders hitting .447. He's hit safely in 4 straight games. Sanders deep in the box on the right side, and the pitch on the way to Trav is inside for a ball. It is 1-2.
Tom, if I'm not mistaken, Sanders was a preseason All-Big 12 and obviously had honors last year. He's such a talented ball player, and he's showing it this year.
1-2. It's upstairs for a ball, and that squares the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And really the only Bear right now that's swinging it with any consistency, Janusek, maybe even Hunter Snow, but the 2-2 swung on and foul tipped at the plate. It remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Janusek is 2 for his last 10. Snow 2 for his last 11. Where Snow is 4 for his last 9. And bats with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. The 2-2 pitch is on the ground to the third baseman, Arquette. He'll field and shoot it across the diamond in plenty of time to retire Travis Sanders. And there's 2 down in the 5th inning.
With Reebok coming up next, this is a guy that you and I talked about wanting to get him going. A cornerstone of the program last year, very talented young player. Off to a little bit of a slow start, and we talked about the strikeouts to the walks being right even. And he had a nice line drive out to left field last at bat. And it can kind of happen that way sometimes early in the season. You're finding the barrel, but it seems like you're hitting it right at everyone. The thing that's most encouraging to me is, like I said, the strikeouts to walks are right there even, and they'll start falling for him.
So 2 outs. Nobody on for Pearson Reebok. Braden Buchanan heating up for the Bears in the pen. Here's Reebok, and the first pitch to Pearson is a fastball above the letters for ball 1. Pearson, a sacrifice bunt in the first and a fly out in the third. He's 0 for 1. Looking for his first hit in Houston. He's 0 for 7 in this event. The 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs, nobody on. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. 9-0 for the Roadrunners, 0-3-1 for the Bears. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1's a fastball for a strike, and it's 1-2. He took a 91-mile-an-hour fastball pretty much right down the middle.
It looked like it was pretty center cut.
1-2 the count. And the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled off. It remains a ball and 2 strikes.
Tom, sometimes we'll see a guy take a pitch and it's like, oh, that was right there. Why are we not swinging on that? And I think from my playing career, whenever that would happen to me, I would get guessing and thinking he's going to throw me something, and then lo and behold, he throws something different.
1-2, again fouled off left side. How do you fix that, or can you?
You can, and the way guys go about it different ways, but the way that I would always go about it was I'm sitting on the fastball, and I'm thinking fastball the whole time, and I'm going to let my body react to the off speed, but I can't get beat with the fastball.
1-2, swung on a miss. He struck him out, and the Bears go 1-2-3 in the 5th. On to the 6th inning we go. It is the Roadrunners 9, the Bears nothing. This is Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Are you a diehard Bears fan? Sure, your entire closet is Baylor green and gold. All your pets' names have started with Judge, and that good old Baylor line is your ringtone. But do you have an official Baylor University toll tag? That small green and gold sticker reps the Bears and cuts your toll bill in half. Visit getmytolltag.com to purchase your specialty tag and deck your ride with Baylor pride. Small sticker, big savings, sick 'em Bears.
Favorite jeans, favorite shirt. Yakinick a sausage and I'm firing it up. Yeah, everybody knows that's how I get my grill on. You can smell that flavor up and down the road. It's a little taste of heaven, and everybody knows that's how I get my grill on. Kanaka sausage. It's just a little taste of heaven.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Well, the Bears are going to make a move here in the 6th inning. It's going to be Braden Bergman on the mound for the Bears. He'll take over for Luke DeVasier. For DeVasier, he went an inning and 2/3. He gave up 2 runs on 2 hits. He walked 2 and he struck out 1.
I'll give you my player's take on Braden Bergman. He's a big guy, strong guy, and just a power fastball. So dealt with injury a little bit last year, and I guess you could stay still kind of working back from that. I know his goal was really to be ready by the beginning of the year, and he was, but he's working back from that, and they're getting him more and more opportunities. But the book on him is a hard fastball, big, strong righty, hard fastball, and with a hard slider. And so this is a guy that I'm really excited to see pitch and see kind of who he matures into be, because there's no doubt about it, the talent's there.
So Berge, 6'1", 214, is a redshirt freshman out of Argyle, Liberty Christian. And I started to say little brother, but he's the younger brother of Cade Bergman, who's one of the veteran guys on this ball club and plays some left field and pinch runs and does just about whatever Mitch Thompson and the staff ask of Cade. He's a great teammate.
Yeah, there's nothing little about Braden Bergman, is there?
He's ready to work here in the 6th. First pitch is swung on and foul back. There's strike 1. Detlefson at the plate. Oh, and 1 the count. And the 0-1 pitch, line down the right field line, but this one's slicing foul into the seats. There's a souvenir. Detlefson, 1 for 2 today. He was hit by a pitch in the first inning and stranded at first base, grounded out to end the 2nd. Then he doubled and drove in a run in the 4th. So a 1 for 2 night. And the pitch is a breaking ball that's outside. There's ball 2. He's from Trophy Club, Texas. That's just north of the Metroplex.
That's right.
Or maybe even nowadays it's part of the Metroplex. It just keeps growing, doesn't it? Sprawling, if you will.
It does.
1 and 2. The 1-2 pitch hit him. Did that get him in the helmet, in the head? If it did, that's it's the second time he's been hit today. But I think there was a breaking ball that didn't break.
That was a slower breaking ball coming in at 77, so more of that big breaker, and one of those that just slipped out of the hand. Went up and in on Detlefson and kind of the shoulder, helmet area.
9-0 Roadrunners as we play in the top of the 6th inning. They've got their leadoff man aboard, and here's Hayworth. First pitch to Hayworth is high and wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Hayworth, an RBI sacrifice fly back in the 4th, his 10th of the year. He's hit 3 fly balls tonight. A fly ball out to left, a fly ball out to center, and then an RBI sac fly in the 4th. 1 ball and no strikes. And the 1-0 pitch. There's a fastball from Bergman that paints the outside corner at 92, and that evens the count at 1-1.
Bergman, a guy who hasn't had a lot of time. We talked about working through injury last year and a couple appearances this year, so still kind of trying to get his footing a little bit.
1-1 strike, and the 1-1 from Berge is swung on and fouled back. For Bergman, this is his third appearance. He's worked an inning and 2/3, no runs on a couple of hits, 1 walk and 1 strikeout. So to your point, yes, they're working him back in and being cautious with getting him back. This is a guy that can help you down the line when we get to conference play in a couple of weeks. 1-2. The pitch is a fastball low, and that evens the count at 2-2. Again, Tuesday the Bears are in Stephenville to take on Tarleton. Then the Air Force Academy in town Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Before the Bears play another midweek game on Tuesday and then head to Stillwater, Oklahoma. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2. Swung on at a ground ball into right field. There's a base hit. Detlefson will stop at second. Hayworth aboard at first on the 10th hit of the ball game for UTSA. And they've got 2 on and nobody out here in the 6th.
Tom, talking about next week with the Air Force Academy coming to town. For anyone listening, they always play a competitive game. They will go and play anyone, anywhere. Obviously, young men that are going to be fighting for our country, and they play great baseball. Super fun to watch.
First pitch on the way to Arquette is swung on and fouled back. And let me correct myself on the schedule. The Bears do go to Tarleton on Tuesday. Then the Air Force Academy is in town, followed by a Tuesday home game against Sam. And then West Virginia comes to town. And then Kansas State for a non-conference game. The 0-1 is swung on and missed. It's 0-2. So Kansas State's going to play Houston in a conference series down in Houston. They're just going to stay over and play the Bears in a non-conference game on Tuesday.
How about that?
Which will be in about 2 weeks.
Is that something new that they're...
Well, the Bears used to play Texas and Texas A&M, and you did that kind of stuff. 0-2, swung on a miss. He struck him out. Bergman with a beautiful breaking ball strikes him out. There's 1 down.
That was a great breaking ball from Bergman. Kind of dialing it in a little bit now, it seems, and I really like the idea that some good midweek competition. I think it's kind of a cool idea.
I think Kansas and Kansas State play in non-conference. When Oklahoma was in the Big 12, Oklahoma State and Oklahoma would always play probably a game. Bedlam in non-conference, a spin and a throw to second, chasing Detlefson back to the bag. Detlefson's at second, and Hayworth is at first. And we've talked about it a lot. It's my hope that the Bears get Texas and Texas A&M on the non-conference schedule. I think the fans would like it, and it's certainly good RPI games, and they're 90 miles apart. The pitch on the way from Bergman's outside for a ball, and it's 1-0 to Christian Hallmark. Hallmark 1 for 3, a bunt base hit back in the 5th, and he eventually would come around to score on the RBI by Ballin. 1 ball and no strikes. Berge's ready, the 1-0. There's a fastball that paints the outside corner, and it's 1-1. And that's just my take on it. But yeah, I like the idea of playing Texas and Texas A&M. And you know what? If you can play TCU in a non-conference game, why not? They're 90 miles apart.
I totally agree.
Hook up on a Tuesday. 1-1, swung on a miss. Boy, he changed speeds and got him out in front, and it's 1-2. That's a good pitch. 76 on the curveball, and he had a Hallmark way out in front. Now the count is a ball and 2 strikes.
The easiest way to tell if it's a good breaking ball or not is to see how the hitters are swinging at it.
1-2. Bounces in, gets away from Kennett, and on to third base on the wild pitch goes Detlefson. Down to second goes Hayworth. And now they're both in scoring position for Hallmark.
Yeah, Tom, I like the idea too. The Bears haven't had the Aggies on the baseball schedule for a while, but you're right. 90 miles away, there's no 2 closer schools in Texas.
2 balls, 2 strikes, the 2-2 cut on a miss. He struck him out. Another breaking ball from Bergman. And Bergey's come in doing the job here with 2 on and 2 out. And again, I think the fans would like it. It's good for your RPI, whether you're at home or on the road, and good competition. 2 outs, and Silva's the batter. He takes a strike. It's 0-1. The UTSA backstop is 2 for 3 with a couple of doubles, a run scored, or a couple of runs scored, and an RBI. Oh, 0-1 the count to Silva. And the 0-1 pitch swung on and lashed foul into the netting above the UTSA dugout. Ball just drifts down into the dugout.
And that's a 94 from Braden Birdman. I think it looks like he's kind of settling in a little bit. And this is good news for Baylor fans because I'm telling you, he's a talent. The breaking ball's looking good. And he's running the velo up on that fastball.
The 0-2. Upstairs, they checked to see if he went. He did not on the heater upstairs at 94, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Now don't be surprised if he drops that deuce right here, that curveball.
That's what I'd be thinking. That's what I'd be calling.
He's got Silva off guard a little bit. 1-2 the count. The right-hander Bergman to the stretch. He checks. And the 1-2 pitch swung on a miss. No, he said, to heck with this. It's high cheese, and away we go, and a swing and a miss at the fastball. So for UTSA in the 6th, they come up empty, no runs on a hit, and they strand a pair. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 9-0 UTSA, and this is Bears Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
At Baylor Scott & White McLean Children's, you'll find the care your child deserves and trusted expertise to set your mind at ease. With a network of convenient pediatric primary and specialty care clinics and an advanced medical center, they offer a full range of pediatric care close to home. Learn more at bswhealth.com/McLean-Children's. That's bswhealth.com/McLean-Children's.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to NextLink Internet. With NextLink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, NextLink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give NextLink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Well, we head to the bottom of the 6th inning, and the Bears are going to face a new pitcher. On the pitch is Gunnar Brown. Brown will take over for Connor Miles. And Miles, a good start for UTSA. He goes 5 innings tonight. No runs on 3 hits. He walked 2. He struck out 4. And he gives way now to Gunnar Brown. 74 pitches thrown by Connor Miles. 50 of the 74 were strikes. So they're going to like what they got out of the lefty Connor Miles, and now he gives way to Gunnar Brown. Brown, the right-hander, going through the warm-up tosses. 6'4", 225, and a senior out of right here in Houston, Texas. Transferred in from Sam Houston. And he takes over in the home half of the 6th and will face Armstrong, Janusek, and McDade. First pitch to Tice is upstairs for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. This will be the 5th outing for Gunnar Brown. He's 1-0 with 1 save. This pitch is swung on a miss, and that evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. He's worked 7 2/3 innings. He's given up 3 runs on 7 hits. 4 strikeouts and 3 walks, and opponents are hitting .233 off of the right-hander Gunnar Brown from Houston, Texas. 1-1's wide for a ball, and it's 2-1. Armstrong 0 for 1 today. He grounded out in the first, and he walked in the third. 2-1 the count. The 2-1 breaking ball is lifted in the air. A high fly ball to right field. Hayworth over towards the line in fair territory will make the catch, and there's one down.
You know, Tom, there's one stat that kind of gives the summary of today. UTSA hitting 385. The Bears with only 3 hits hitting 176. Strikeouts are about the same, 4 and 5 respectively. Both have walked twice. But just UTSA with the hits.
First pitch to Janusek misses for a ball. It's 1-0. And to your point, in the first 2 contests, Baylor hit 191 in those first 2 games. A ball and no strikes. The 1-0 breaking ball is a strike, and that evens the count to Brady at 1 ball and 1 strike. Janusek grounded out to end the first, flied out to end the third. Hit a deep fly ball to right field that was caught by Hayworth. 1-1 the count, the 1-1 pitch. There is a fastball for a strike, and it's 1-2. Boy, he painted the knees with that heat. It's a ball and 2 strikes to the freshman Brady Janusek. 1 out, nobody on. We're in the bottom of the 6th. The Bears trailing 9-0. They've been out hit tonight, 10-3. The pitch on the way, swung on and missed. He chased one way out of the zone. There's a strikeout for Gunnar Brown, and there's 2 down here in the 6th. That was, I think, a frustration swing. He went after one that was nowhere near the strike zone.
Yeah, and out of character for Janusek, we've talked about him having a really good eye, and he does. And, you know, I think you're right. Maybe a little bit of that frustration coming out right there.
2 outs, and here's McDade, the DH. He takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Cash singled in the 2nd. And then struck out in the 4th. He's 1 for 2 today. He's got 1 of the 3 hits for the Bears. And the 1-1, there's a slider for a strike, and it's 1-2. Or 0-2, rather. Hunter Snow is on deck. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. 9-0. UTSA. Brown's ready. The 0-2 pitch. Bounces that one in for a ball, and it's 1-2. Drew Detlefson's in left. Christian Hallmark in center. Lane Hayworth is in right. Josh Arquette is the third baseman. Jordan Ballin is the shortstop. Diego Diaz is at second. Caden Miller's the first baseman. Silva's catching, and now Gunnar Brown on the mound. The 1-2 is a breaking ball that stays above the letters. That's high for a ball, and it's 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 swung on and a drive out to left field. Going back on it is Detlefson, still going back, and it is gone. He leaves the yard into the Crawford boxes, and the Bears are on the board. First career home run for Cash McDade.
Good time for it, too, Tom. Great swing, battling with 2 strikes, and gets a breaking ball and stays on it and goes into the Crawford boxes. Nice job for the young Baylor Bear.
So McDade leaves the yard. And we're going to get a pinch hitter for the Bears. Coming into the ballgame now is Dylan Perez, a freshman from Bernie. And he will hit for Hunter Snow. First pitch to Perez is swung on and fouled off left side. There's strike 1. So Dylan Perez, 6 foot, 188, and a freshman out of Bernie. Now time is called, and they're telling the pitcher, Gunnar Brown, slow down, let the hitter get settled in. Perez from the left side against the right-hander Brown, and here's the pitch. Swung on a miss. It's 0-2 on a breaking ball. This is just the 4th plate appearance for Dylan Perez. Nothing in 2 to Perez with 2 outs, and the 0-2 is low and away for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Cash McDade leaves the yard for the Bears, and he's got a 2-hit night.
How about it?
2 of the 4 hits belong to Cash McDade. The 1-2 swung on and grounded on the left side of the infield, gobbled up by Arquette, the third baseman, and he throws him out. The inning's over. But the Bears get on the board on the solo homer from Cash McDade. We played 6 innings at Daikin Park in Houston with our score, UT San Antonio 9 and the Bears 1. This is Bears baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Hey, Baylor fans, this is your call to gear up with Harley-Davidson of Waco. Whether you're hitting the open road or tailgating at McLean Stadium, we've got the ride to match your Bear pride. Check out our wide selection of new and pre-owned motorcycles, visit our service department, or shop all the latest gear and accessories to show off your Baylor spirit and Harley pride. Visit us today and find your freedom on 2 wheels. Harley-Davidson of Waco, where Baylor fans never ride alone. Visit in-store or at hdwaco.com. Sick 'em Bears.
Y'all listen up. Let me tell you something about group meals from Rudy's Barbecue. It's got all you need for all the folks you gotta feed, smoked meat, sides, and more. There's everything down to the tablecloth, just like the one that you see at the store. And a bridal shower, it's better than flowers. And a long business meeting, it'll pass the hours. It'll beat all the cousins at a family function. It's better than potluck at a church luncheon. Next time you need to feed 10 or more, call and order a Rudy's group meal.
Next in line.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Well, for the Bears, the pinch hitter, Dylan Perez, will stay in the game, and he's going to play left field. And the Bears are going to bring Camden Cluett out of the bullpen to pitch here in the 7th inning. So the Bergman evening is done, and I thought it was a solid inning for Braden Bergman. 1 hit, 3 strikeouts.
I do too, and only his second appearance, I think, maybe third, and you don't really, you're kind of working him back in, and he had 3 strikeouts. We thought he looked really good, got the fastball up to 94. The breaking ball looked good, and, for a bright spot today, I thought, Braden Bergman did a really nice job.
So here's Cluett, 5'11", 221, and a sophomore second-year man out of Montgomery, Texas. And if I look at the numbers correctly, this is his first appearance of the year. Right-hander completes the warm-up tosses, and he is going to face the bottom third of the order here in the top of the 7th inning. Diego Diaz, Brock Palmer, and Jordan Ballin. Diaz, a couple of hits and a walk. He's been aboard all 3 times as he swings it from the left side against the right-hander Camden Cluett. The first pitch is a bit high for a ball, and it's 1-0. Diaz, an infield single, and a run scored in the 2nd. He doubled and drove in a run in the 3rd, and then he walked in the 5th and was stranded on the bases. 1 ball, no strikes, the 1-0. Swung on and foul back. And that evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Tom, just taking a look at this, every single hitter in the UTSA lineup has a hit, except for Brock Palmer, who's on deck. So it hasn't really been any individual guy. It's really been a team effort from UTSA tonight.
No, there's no doubt. I mean, when you got 10 hits on the board, 1-1 the count, the 1-1 pitch, high and away for a ball, it's 2-1. But the big hit that just kind of took the air out of the sail early was the 3-run homer from Caden Miller. And again, I say early because it was the 2nd inning, but still it was just a tough blow. And it came with 2 outs. 2 balls and 1 strike, and the 2-1 pitch is right down Main Street for a strike. He was taken all the way, and it's 2-2 to Diaz. Diaz is 4 for his last 5 at the plate, including a walk. The 2-2 bounces in. There's ball 3. And it's 3-2. Baylor in the first base dugout. UTSA in the third base dugout. Baylor's got Dylan Perez in left, Bo Caraway in center, and Brady Janusek out in right. So it looks like that's an all-freshman outfield.
It is.
3-2 swung on, and it is lined into the gap in left center field. It is down for a base hit. Diaz, a big turn. He's going to throw on the brakes, and it's a leadoff single here in the 7th for Diaz, and he's got a 3-hit night.
Yeah, Diaz has had a good night. He's kind of gone all over the place with it. And, you know, like I said, bringing up Brock Palmer right here, the only UTSA roadrunner who's hitless. Maybe he hits into a ground ball double play right here. Who knows?
Palmer, 0 for 3 in the ball game. And the first pitch from Cluett is swung on, and he's a humpback liner to the second baseman, Reebok. He'll make the grab, throw back to first, and they double him up. That is a 4 unassisted to 3 double play as they double up Diego Diaz. Reebok with the catch, and then the throw back to Armstrong, and they double off Diaz. Palmer lines into a 4 unassisted to 3 double play. And that's the 13th double play the Bears have turned this year.
Yeah. They have a knack for it, and, just great double play right there. As a pitcher, you absolutely love that.
2 down, and here's the 9-hole hitter, Ballin, and he sends one flying foul down the third baseline for strike 1. Ballin is 1 for 1 officially. He was hit by a pitch in the second and scored, singled and scored a run in the fourth, and then delivered an RBI sacrifice fly in the fifth. And the pitch to Ballin's in there for a strike from Cluett. Baylor with 13 double plays now in the year. Best in the Big 12 and among the best in the country. 0-2 the count. And the 0-2 to Ballin. That bounces in for a ball, and it's 1-2. Should Ballin reach, then we'll go back to the top of the order for Caden Miller. One and two the count to Ballin, who's raised his average to 233. He takes another pitch inside and in the dirt, and that evens the count at 2-2. Two balls and two strikes. Up in Arlington, A&M leading Arizona State 5-2 in the bottom of the second. The 2-2 pitch lined down the first base line. Diving is Armstrong. He's got it. He's going to outrace Ballin to the bag. That's a great play. Armstrong diving towards the fair foul line, scoops it up, picks it up, and then goes to the bag himself. Terrific play to end the inning. No runs on one hit and nobody left. It is stretch time here in Houston with our score. It's UTSA 9 and the Bears 1. This is Bears Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baylor fans, ready to keep it cool this season? Ice and Easy delivers premium ice lightning fast. From tailgates to restaurants, construction sites, concerts, and races, Ice and Easy has you covered. Game day or work day, keep your drinks cold and your spirits bold. Ice and Easy, we deliver, you chill. Proud supporter of the Baylor Bears.
Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellberg Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Nice play by Tice Armstrong to end the top of the seventh and send us to the home half of the seventh here at Daikin Park in Houston. The inaugural Bruce Boat Astros College Classic. It's been a good one. Baylor 1-1 in the event. UTSA 2-0. Texas finished, I believe, 3-0 in the event. Ole Miss went 1-2. Ohio State 0-3. And Coastal Carolina 1-2. Here's Bryton Clemens. He doubled his last time up. He takes a pitch 57 feet instead of 60 feet 6 inches. It bounced in front of home plate and all the way to the backstop. There's ball one. Clemens struck out in the second, doubled in the fourth. He's got one of Baylor's 4 hits. The 1-0. Inside for a ball. It is 2-0. Clements, Kennett, and Caraway. Gunnar Brown working in relief of Connor Miles. And the pitch is a breaking ball strike. That's a good curveball at 77 miles an hour. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike to Clements. The double back in the 4th. This pitch is bunted at and missed. There's a strike. The double back in the 4th. Stopped an 0 for 6 for Brighton. Squares the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Brown's 2-2 is a fastball that's chopped foul over towards the on-deck circle for UTSA, and it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. You got Jim Blair coaching over at third, Zach Dillon at first. Coach Forlong is out in the bullpen, and Coach Thompson and Coach Thomas in the dugout. And the pitch on the way hit Brighton Clements. A fastball up and in, and Brighton has to bend out of the way and gets plunked in the shoulder.
Yeah, that was up and in all right. Up here, couldn't tell if it got him in that C-flap on the helmet, but looked like it was high on that shoulder. He was able to get his face out of there. Those are always scary.
So a leadoff hit by pitch, and Brighton Clements is at first base for J.J. Kennett. Kennett hitless in 2 trips. He flied out to end the 2nd, and he was thrown out 2-3 to end the 4th. And the pitch to J.J. is a curveball for a strike, and it's 0-1.
Tom, something I'm seeing from Brown so far is he likes to work quick, and he's been mixing his pitches. If I had to say, it's about 50-50 breaking ball, fastball. He's working fast, and as a former defender, I love whenever the pitcher's working quick.
0-1 the count. Brown to the stretch. He checks, and here's the pitch. It swung on and lifted foul down the right field line. It's kind of a bumpy day in the Big 12 for some programs. West Virginia, Baylor's first Big 12 opponent, gets beat today by Kennesaw State 7-6. Cal State Bakersfield roughs up Texas Tech 15-8. 0-2 the count to J.J. Kennett. And the 0-2 pitch swung on, and it's lined into center field, and it's down for a base knock. Brighton Clements will stop at second, and the Bears have 2 on here in the bottom of the 7th and nobody out on a clean single to center.
As a hitter, there's no better feeling, besides maybe getting hit whenever you have 2 strikes, but I'd argue it's even better having 2 strikes and barreling it right back up the middle, getting out of that tough situation and coming out on the winning side. That was a great swing by J.J., fastball on the outside, and just goes right back up the box with it and pokes it over the second baseman's head.
Here's Bo Caraway. He's hitless in 2 trips. He's got 2 on and nobody out. Gunnar Brown looks back to second base, and the first pitch to Caraway, cut on and foul back. There's strike 1. Kansas defeats Minnesota today in Minneapolis, U.S. Bank Stadium, 8-3. Oklahoma State in a pitcher's duel beat Sam Houston today in Stillwater 1-0. TCU all over New Haven 20-1. 0-1 the count to Caraway. And the 0-1 pitch is fouled off left side. It's 0-2. Houston knocks off Alabama in Frisco today 8-2. UC Santa Barbara a winner over Utah 12-1. Arizona beats Cal Irvine, the Anteaters, 7-1. 0-2 the count to Caraway with 2 on. The 0-2 bounces in for a ball. It is 1-2. And again, in the 3rd inning, Aggies leading Arizona State 5-2 in the top of the 3rd in Arlington. A lot of action in the Big 12 on this Sunday afternoon / Sunday night.
Like you said, a little bit of an up and down kind of day.
1-2 the count. A check at second base, and the 1-2 pitch to Caraway is lifted foul. It remains a ball and 2 strikes. Travis Sanders waiting next for the Bears. We are in the bottom of the 7th inning, and the Roadrunners leading this one 9-1. They've out-hit the Bears 11-5. Brown ready. He checks, and the pitch swung on a miss. He struck him out on a filthy breaking ball down and in.
Yeah, that's that back foot slider, and with Caraway being a lefty, and obviously Brown being a righty, that's that slider that comes in right on that back left foot, right on the shoelaces. And whenever a righty gets across that ball, it can be tough to see because they kind of yank it a little bit, so it'll come off as a fastball, but at the very last minute it'll have that tight break. And you really have to see it deep to be able to lay off of it. It's a tough pitch to lay off of.
Back to the top of the order for Travis Sanders. He bats with 2 on and 1 out. The Bears trailing 9-1. The pitch to Travis swung on and grounded back up the middle. That is into center field. Clemens around third. He's going to score. J.J. Kennett's on his way to third. Here's the throw, and they got him by about 5 feet. That's going to be a single and an RBI for Sanders. J.J. Kennett is out 8-5. And Sanders on the throw to third base will end up at second. And the Bears get a run, but, boy, that's tough to make that out at third base.
It is tough. The throw was up the line a little bit. Kennett never made it to third base. Yeah, they hosed him pretty good on that one.
So that is a 2-hit day for Sanders and his 4th RBI of the year. And then J.J. Kennett thrown out 8-5. Sanders will end up at second base. And there are 2 outs. And here's Reebok, and he swings and drives one into right field. It's a base hit. Around third is Sanders. He's on his way to the plate, and he's going to score without a throw. Now how big is the throw at J.J. Kennett being thrown out?
It is, and more so than the run is the out, because at this point you only have so many outs to work with, and you kind of want to – you don't want to play conservative, but at the same time, you don't want to run into those situations where you're kind of giving away a free out.
That's 2 in the inning for the Bears. They've got a runner at first base, Goodwills and Reebok, and here's Tice Armstrong.
It's good to see Reebok with that poke over there into right field, jumping on it early, not thinking too much, just getting a pitch to hit and putting a good swing on it.
Here's Armstrong to face Gunnar Brown. To the stretch, Brown. The pitch to Armstrong is a breaking ball that stays upstairs. It's 1-0. Boy, if that one's down just a little bit, that hanging breaking ball could go flying from Tice.
We could see something out of the stadium.
1-0 the count. Runner at first base is Reebok. 2 outs in the inning. 1-0 the count. The 1-0 pitch swung through and missed. It's 1-1. Clemens hit by a pitch. Kennett singled. Caraway struck out. Sanders singled to drive in a run. And Kennett was thrown out trying to stretch from first to third. This pitch is swung on, grounded into right field. It's a base hit. Reebok around second. He's on his way to third. He'll get there without a throw, and the Bears have him on the corners as Tice Armstrong delivers a base hit.
Really good job going the other way. They have Tyson a little bit of a shift, and he goes with the breaking ball, goes the other way, and sneaks it right past where the second base normally would be. But, Tom, back to what you were talking about, how big is that out at third base? In this situation, you would have scored another run, but also you'd only have 1 out with runners at first and third.
Time is called, and Pat Hallmark, the 7th-year head coach, out to talk to Gunnar Brown. They're playing catch with a football in the UTSA bullpen, and the Bears are playing catch with baseballs in their bullpen.
Yeah, at this point in the UTSA bullpen, it doesn't look like anyone is getting ready in a hurry.
Conference on the mound continues. Now the conference concludes. For Baylor, it's Caldwell McFadden and Cade Weibel heating up. Here's Janusek with runners at the corners. And the pitch to Janusek is swung on and fouled off. There's strike 1. Janusek is hitless in 3 trips. He grounded out to end the first. He flied out to end the third, and then he struck out in the 6th. 0 for 3. 2 for 11 in the event. This Astros College Classic, sponsored by Bruce Bolt. Now that it won the count, the 0-1 pitch swung on, and it's a fly ball out into left field. It's a base hit. Jogging home to score is Reebok, and it's another run on the board for the Bears. It's now 9-4.
Yeah, that's big time right there. And, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter how it happens, but so long as it happens. And Janusek gets a little bit jammed up, but, hey, that's the beauty of swinging metal bats. Gets his hands in, drops it right over the shortstop's head, and I hate to beat a dead horse, but like you said, that out at third base that wasn't necessary. You're looking at 5-9 instead of 4-9.
9-4 the score. UTSA on top, and here's Cash McDade, who's got 2 hits tonight, and he swings and hits a high fly ball out into shallow center field. The center fielder Hallmark on the run, and he'll make the grab. For a moment, it looked like he lost the ball, but he chases it down for the third out of the inning, and the Bears are done here in the 7th, but damage is done as the Bears are able to score 3 runs on 5 hits. There were 2 men left on base. We go to the 8th, our new score. It is now a 9-4 ball game, UTSA on top, and this is Bears baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
We don't just build trucks. We build something that's meant to last. That's why the 2026 Toyota Tundra isn't just built in Texas. It's built by Texas, which means the Tundra is built to tough it out and to take it easy. Built to carry tradition and to make new ones. Built to roll with the punches and to go the distance. Built stronger, built louder, built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today.
Right now, qualified lessees can lease a rugged new 2026 Tundra SR5 for $519 a month for 36 months, with $49.99 due at signing. Toyota, let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for offer details. Offer available in select states and ends 3/2/26.
From the ESPN studios, this is KRZI Waco, K222DC Waco, K265DV Temple, ESPN Central Texas.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
As we go to the 8th inning, it's a new pitcher for the Bears. It's Cade Weibel. Weibel will make his 3rd appearance. He's worked 1 inning. He has given up 9 runs on 6 hits. He has struck out 2. He's walked 3 in his previous couple of outings. He takes over for the pitcher for the Bears, Clement, and who went an inning, gave up 1 hit. So Bergman and your last 2 arms have given up just a hit apiece. So that's a positive.
It is a positive, and if we look at the first inning for Hansen, it went well. So maybe it's the change him every inning and keep him off balance. I don't know. It's been working so far.
I like Cluett, what he did, and I like Bergman, what he did. Now here's Weibel. First pitch all the way to the leadoff hitter, Caden Miller. It misses for a ball. It's 1-0. Miller 1 for 3 this afternoon, or tonight rather. But that one was a big one, a 3-run homer. And the pitch, high and away for a ball. Weibel misses, and it's 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Two 2-0 the count. Weibel working slowly to Caden Miller. Right-hander kicks and comes home, and the 2-0 breaking ball's outside. There's ball 3. Weibel, 6'4", 218. He's a junior from Austin, Texas. Transferred to Baylor from McLennan Community College. Behind in the count here in his first at-bat, 3-0. The 3-0 fastball is a strike. It's 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike. To the stretch in the 3-1. Down low, ball 4. A leadoff walk by Weibel here in the 8th. And that stings after you go out and get some runs on the board, 1 in the 6th and 3 in the 7th to get back in the ball game. It's a 9-4 contest. You're down 5 now, and you just can't give up more runs.
It does stink, and you want to kind of work off one another and see if we can get back in it right here.
Here's Detlefson. He stands in, and he takes a slider away for ball 1. Detlefson was hit by a pitch in the first, grounded out in the second, doubled, and drove in a run in the 4th, and then was hit by a pitch again in the 6th. 1 ball, no strikes. And the 1-0. Up and in, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Baylor's got Dylan Perez in left, Bo Caraway in center, and Brady Janusek at right. Brighton Clemens at third, Travis Sanders the shortstop, Reebok's at second, Armstrong's at first, Kennett's doing the catching, and Weibel's on the hill. Now Kennett is going to the mound to try to settle in Cade Weibel. Weibel, 6'4", 218, and a junior. They continue to throw on the Baylor pen. R.J. Ruwe is up throwing.
Tom, at this point, I do have to imagine probably a fairly short leash, given the last inning, kind of getting back in the game a little bit. Weibel's a guy who is already hot down there, and, you want to keep building on that momentum, and if he doesn't have it and, this at-bat keeps trending the way it is, I'm sure it'll probably be a fairly short leash.
2 balls, no strike. The 2-0 is hit on the ground into left field. There's a base hit. On a 2-0 count, Detlefson sends one into left, and the first 2 roadrunners have reached here in the top of the 8th inning. And here's Lane Hayworth, the right fielder. Hayworth, an RBI sac fly in the 4th, a single in the 6th to go with a pair of fly ball outs in the 1st and 3rd. So he is 1 for 3 today with an RBI. And the first pitch to Hayworth is outside for a ball, and it's 1-0. Hayworth hitting .476 on the year. A couple of home runs and 9 driven in. He's in that 3 spot for a reason. He's got 20 hits on the year, which is best on this UTSA Roadrunner ball club. The pitch from Weibel is high for a ball, and that looks like it's going to be it. Here comes Mitch Thompson. He's out of the dugout. He is on his way to the mound with a 2-ball, no-strike count to Detlefson. Does he have the hook? I don't know. He does. That is going to be all for Weibel. We're going to get a pitching change here in Houston with our score 9-4 in favor of the UTSA Roadrunners in the 8th inning. It's going to be R.J. Ruwe. We'll talk about it when we come back on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Hey Baylor fans, Baylor softball season is currently underway. Come be a part of the action at Getterman Stadium all season long with single game tickets. With general admission tickets starting at just $8, there's no better way to enjoy elite college softball. And if you're coming with friends or family, group tickets are available for $5 each. Get your Baylor softball single game tickets now at BaylorBears.com/tickets.
If you need a trailer, Flat Rock Trailers has got you covered. From light-duty single-axle utility trailers to the big Tex tandem duals. We also carry a full line of enclosed cargo trailers. Need a motorcycle trailer? We've got them. Need a dump trailer? We've got the largest selection in the state. Oilfield trailers? We carry a full line of big Tex trailers to handle all your needs. Trailer repairs? We repair all makes and models. We'll even rent you a trailer if you need to use one for a day. Flat Rock Trailers, your #1 source for all your trailer needs. Find us at flatrocktrailers.com.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Left-hander R.J. Ruwe heating up on the mound for the Bears as he takes over for Cade Weibel. He'll inherit a 2-ball, no-strike count. Weibel faced a couple of batters. Gave up a walk and a single. And now R.J. Ruwe on for Baylor. And he's out of Salina, Texas. And he's coming into a jam. I mean, there's no two ways about it. He's got to keep it right where it's at. I mean, it's an uphill battle right now at 9-5. or 9-4 rather, and with 2 on, you can ill afford to let those guys score. We're in the 8th inning, and your number of at-bats are limited. I mean, you got 6 ABs left.
There's no doubt. You have to keep it close. And, I mean, for RJ coming in with runners on first and second and a 2-ball, no-strike count, it's an uphill battle. There's no doubt.
RJ's 0-1, making his 5th appearance with a 2.70 ERA. Opponents hitting .308 off the lefty. And again, he's got Caden Miller at second. He's got Drew Detlefson at first. He's pitching to Lane Hayworth, the right fielder, who's got a 2-ball, no-strike count as we resume play.
I am excited to see this is the first Baylor lefty that they've thrown against this left-handed heavy lineup for UTSA. So hopefully this is a matchup that works in the Bears' favor.
Hayworth out of Louisville, Texas, climbs back in ahead of the count at 2-0, and RJ's going to bluff a throw to second just to make sure that he's letting everybody know that he's got an eye on Caden Miller at second base and Detlefson at first. 2-0 the count, the 2-0 pitch. Outside, but there's ball 3. I believe if by rule, if he walks him, that walk will go on the ledger of Weibel. He's behind here at 3 balls and no strikes. Miller's at second. Detlefson is at first base. And the 3-0. Inside, ball 4.
Yeah, the walks hurt you. I had an old coach who always said, there's no defense for a walk. And it's true, right? The free passes, especially in a situation like this where you need to get in the zone, you need to get the outs, get your team back in the dugout, the free passes hurt.
A walk, a single, and a walk have loaded them up for UTSA here in the top of the 8th. Baylor trailing 9-4. And here's the cleanup hitter, Josh Arquette. He's got a hit and 4 trips. Takes a pitch high from RJ for ball 1. Nope, that does go on the ledger of RJ, so that's a walk for RJ. 1 ball and no strikes. Rouet to the stretch, and the pitch to Arquette. Swung on and foul back. And that evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Caden Miller's at third. Drew Detlefson is at second, and Lane Hayworth aboard at first. Corner infielders play in. Middle infield plays for a double play. Here's the pitch swung on, and it is lashed foul over towards the UTSA dugout. And it's a ball and 2 strikes.
At this point, we've had a foul ball, 2 foul balls. It looks like Arquette's been on time for the fastball, early on the slider. We'll see what RJ goes with right here.
1-2 the count. And the 1-2 is chopped foul at the plate. It remains a ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes. Bases loaded here in the top of the 8th inning. The 1-2 is down low, and that evens the count at 2-2. Miller is at third. Detlefson aboard at second. Hayworth aboard at first. In a 9-4 ball game, but the Roadrunners threatening. 2-2 the count, the 2-2 pitch. That's inside, ball 3. I thought for a moment that was barreling in on him. It looked like it was going to hit him. But it stays inside and fills up the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. No place to put Josh Arquette. Christian Hallmark is on deck. And the 3-2 pitch swung on and chopped foul over into the dugout. He may have swung at ball 4.
I think he may have, and RJ went with the slider right there in that situation, and I think that tells you all you need to know that looks like Arquette is seeing the fastball pretty good, but still kind of having a little bit of a tough time getting to that slider.
The 3-2, called strike 3. Down looking goes Arquette, and there's one away. That's a backwards K in the book, and there's one down. Still in some heat right here with Christian Hallmark coming to the plate with the bases loaded and one out. Hallmark's got a bunt base hit back in the fifth. He's 1 for 4 today. We may be getting a pinch hitter.
And I think you're right. They're looking for a righty instead of the lefty.
Brandon Bishop is going to hit here in the 8th inning.
That strikeout is big right there with the bases loaded. Now it at least gives the Bears a chance with the ball put in play for a double play and to get yourself out of the inning with no harm.
Bishop, a .222 hitter, takes a pitch inside for a ball. Bishop out of College Station, Texas. He's been all over the place. A&M Consolidated, Blinn Junior College, University of Houston, and now UTSA. Swings and chops one foul at the plate. And that evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike to the 5'10", 180-pound senior, Brandon Bishop. Hitting here in the 8th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and the base is full of roadrunners in a 9-4 UTSA advantage. They've out-hit the Bears 12-9. UTSA with 4 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth. Baylor with 1 in the sixth and 3 in the seventh. This pitch is swung on and missed. Boy, he got him to chase a slider away, and he simply did not have enough bat. And it's 1-2.
Yeah, I think after seeing that swing right there, it's either a fastball quite a bit elevated or it's you go back to that slider right again.
I like that slide piece one more time. 1-2 the count, the 1-2 pitch, slider low. And they'll appeal to the first base umpire, Michael Carroll. Michael Carroll said he did not offer, so he checked his swing, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And they did. They went right back to it.
R.J. Rouet trying to pitch the Bears out of a Major League jam in a Major League ballpark. Bases loaded. 1 out in the inning. We're in the 8th. It's 9-4 UTSA. And the pitch on the way, and it's right down Main Street for a strike. He strikes out. I'm telling you, was that just a straight change?
It was either, I think it was a slider that kind of started off outside and then came back over. Bishop had seen quite a few sliders that at bat. Maybe he just was thinking it was going to stay away, but kind of had that late break coming back over the plate.
That's 2 backwards Ks. Now a real chance to get out of the inning is here's Silva. He takes a pitch high for a ball. Silva, the switch hitter, turns around. Hits right-handed. Silva had 2 hits and 4 trips, a couple of doubles, a couple of runs scored, and an RBI. He bats with the bases loaded, but there are 2 outs. The 1-0 pitch. It's high for a ball, and it's now 2 balls and no strikes to Silva. Diego Diaz is on deck. The Bears want to leave him in that on-deck circle. What a job by Rouet to come in and get Arquette and then Bishop on back-to-back called strike 3s to keep this thing at a 5-run deficit. Baylor trailing 9-4 in the 8th inning. The 2-0 pitch in there for a strike, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, those 2 strikeouts have been huge. And, you know, Tom, this is a team that hasn't really struck out that much tonight. Really put a ton of balls in play. And to get those back-to-back backwards Ks, I mean, that's huge.
2 balls, 1 strike. The 2-1, it is ripped into left field. There's a base hit. Miller's going to score. Detlefson's around third. He's on his way to the plate. Here's the throw, and they got him at the plate. What a throw by Perez. They get a run as Miller scored, but Detlefson is thrown out at the plate and hold the phone. They're going to talk about it. Boy, that is a throw from Dylan Perez out in left field.
It is a throw from Perez, and just checked into the game, and looks like that arm was ready to go. It was a great throw. A 1-hop straight to Kennett, and they're going to go and take a look.
Yeah, they're going to take a look-see, and again, the challenge booth just happens to be next door to us, so we're going to get a look at it. Miller does score to make it 10-4 on the RBI single by Silva. Now the only question is what's left. Is it another run? Is it a 2-run single, or is it a out at the plate? And we're trying to, well, I'll be honest with you, what I'm trying to do is look over the shoulder of the official, the replay official, and I'm having a hard time. I wonder if he'd mind if I asked him to move. Probably not. What do you got?
It's tough to say. What is interesting about this is the lead leg comes in way up in the air, and at the last second tries to get that down on home plate. We just don't have a great angle if Kennett gets that tag in there.
Well, and again, you're looking at the backside of the play, and is there enough to overturn it? That's the question.
That is the question, and this is a close one.
They've made their decision, and they've told the officials down on the field, and now we're about to get the call. I mean, it's either the inning is over and it's 10-4, or they score another run and it's 11-4 and they continue to hit. Doug Williams, our crew chief, has been a busy guy. He says the runner at home is safe. So Detlefson has scored to make it 11. Stopping at second base is Hainsworth, and that's a 2-out base hit for Silva. He's got 3 RBIs in the ballgame.
I think they must have saw a different angle than what we were getting, because I didn't necessarily – it looked so close, and with the call on the field being out, I didn't see enough to overturn it, but I'm sure there's probably a better angle if they were able to overturn it.
So here's Diego Diaz, and he takes a fastball for a strike, and it's 0-1. It's back to a 7-run lead for the Roadrunners here in the 8th inning. 0-1 the count. RJ to the stretch. Ruay checks, and here's the pitch. Outside for a ball. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. Nevertheless, Dylan Perez with a great throw to the plate. And it's overturned, originally called out by Michael Durantis, but then overturned by the replay booth upstairs. 1-1, bunted foul. There's strike 2. Diaz trying to catch the Bears sleeping, trying to lay down a bunt. Now the count of the ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Runner at second is Hayworth. The runner at first is Silva. And the pitch home. Breaking ball. Called strike 3. Down looking goes Diaz, but damage done. A couple of runs on a couple of base hits and a couple of men left on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's now 11-4 UTSA, and this is Bears baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar. The better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Do you want to earn points while cheering on your favorite Baylor teams? Join Baylor Bold Rewards. Track your attendance on the Baylor Sports app across athletic events and earn points towards prizes and experiences. Download the Baylor Sports app or register online today at BaylorBoldRewards.com and start earning your points today.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Well, the Bears do some damage in the 7th inning as they put 3 on the board, but the Roadrunners of UTSA were able to answer with a couple of runs of their own in the top of the 8th, and now we got a 7-run ball game, 11-4 in favor of UTSA as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning.
And the Roadrunners are sticking with Gunnar Brown. And, you know, he's moving, he's working quick. A little bit shaky that last inning, but, you know, with the comfortable lead, maybe not necessarily any reason to go to something else.
A defensive change for UTSA. Brandon Bishop, who pinch hit last inning, will stay in the game and play center field. For the Bears, here's Perez to lead it off. First pitch to Perez is on the inside corner for a strike at a 2-1. Perez grounded out in his only plate appearance so far in the ballgame. He hit for Hunter Snow and grounded out. Nothing to 1 the count. The 0-1 pitch swung on a high fly ball into shallow left field. The shortstop balling going out, still drifting back on it, and he'll make the grab, and there's one down.
That was a big league pop-up in a big league park. But
yeah, I thought for a minute he was going to signal for a fair catch.
Yeah, no kidding. But Ballin does a good job with it. Those can be tough, and, the roof's open tonight, and but does a good job with it.
1 out, and here's Brighton Clements, the Baylor third baseman. 1 for 2 today. Swings and drives one down the right field line. It's a fair ball, and this one's headed for the corner. Brighton around first. He's on his way to second. He's in there with a 1-out double. Boy, he goes inside out and rips it to right field.
Yeah, he does on a first pitch breaking ball. Great swing. Sneaks right in there, makes it all the way down to the corner. Well hit ball. And a first pitch breaking ball, you're down by 8-7 right now. And so not typically what you see is swinging on a first pitch breaking ball, but it works out right there. And Bears have a runner on second.
And for Brighton Clements, that's his first multi-hit game of the year. He's at second base on his second double of the 2026 campaign. Here's J.J. Kennett. First pitch to J.J. is in there at the knees for a strike, and it's 0-1. J.J. singled his last time up and then tried to stretch it all the way from first to third on the base hit by Travis Sanders. It was thrown out. 0-1, skips in for a ball, and that evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Tom, a lot of people differ on their approach when you're down. Do you take till you get a strike? Do you work the count? Do you go up there and swing? And, I always say you're not going to win games by just taking pitches. You got to put the ball in play. You got to make stuff happen.
1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 swung on and fouled off right side. It's 1-2.
And it looks like now UTSA has 2 arms, a righty and a lefty, going down in that bullpen.
Well, they've got some wiggle room within a 7-run lead here in the 8th inning, but they're not going to let this thing get too close. 1-2 the count, the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and a fly ball foul out of play on the right side. It remains a ball and 2 strikes to J.J. Kennett. Kennett from Manville, Louisiana. Transferred here a year ago from DBU. One ball and 2 strikes. There's 1 out, there's 1 on. The Bears trailing by 7. It's an 11-4 ball game. And the 1-2. Checks a swing on a pitch that hit him in the arm, and he's going to head down to first base.
You'll take him any way you can get him. And at this point, getting guys on base is the name of the game. And that brings up Bo Caraway, and Bo does his job right here. That turns over to the top of the order, and you have Sanders, who's been the hottest bat on the team.
Caraway's 0 for 3 in the game tonight. A couple of ground outs and a strikeout. Now time is called, and that looks like it's going to be all for Gunnar Brown as Pat Hallmark makes a slow stroll to the mound. Part of this is letting the pen continue to heat up, but I think he's got the hook with him. Now he's just going to park it on the mound while the pen continues to throw, and then he's going to wait for Michael Durantes, the home plate umpire, to go out there and break up the conversation. No, he's not. He's going to go ahead and signal for a left-hander. And that is going to be all for Gunnar Brown. We're going to step aside with our score, UTSA 11 and the Bears 4. This is Bears Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Kids can now join the Baylor Cub Club, the official kids club of Baylor Athletics, presented by Green Eye Associates. Fans 12 and under can register for the low cost of $25 and gain exclusive benefits and access to Baylor Athletics events. Members receive free admission to select events, exclusive giveaway access, and their own membership package. To register your Cub, please visit BaylorBears.com/Cub Club. Sign your Cub up today.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Well, the Gunnar Brown evening is done, as he was out there to eat some innings, and he did just that. Went 2 1/3. He gave up 4 runs on 7 hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts. He departs with property on the bases, and he gives way to the left-hander out of the UTSA bullpen, Chris Gutierrez, 5'11" freshman out of Cypress, Texas. Gutierrez headed to the mound for UTSA for the 7th time already this season. In 6 previous innings of work, a 2.08 earned run average, no record, 4 1/3 innings worked. 2 runs, 1 earned on 1 hit, 5 strikeouts, and 2 walks. And opponents hitting .069 against the lefty Gutierrez.
It's a pretty good start to the season for the young freshman.
Indeed. We are in the home half of the 8th. And here's Caraway with 2 on and 1 out. Bryton Clements and J.J. Kennett aboard. Clements at second, Kennett at first. They are the property of Gunnar Brown. This is a lefty-lefty matchup. Bo Caraway facing the lefty. Takes a slider way outside. There's ball 1. Caraway 2 for 5 against left-handers. A .400 average. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and a boundy ball towards the second baseman. Charging Diaz. His only play is to first. He'll go there and get the out. There's 2 down and on the ground ball out. Bryton Clements goes to third. J.J. Kennett to second. And I like what J.J. did. He stopped right there in the middle of the diamond and made Diaz look for that baseball.
Yeah, he did. And, in that situation, that's good base running. Just kind of try and deke him out a little bit if you can. And it looks like we're going to have another meeting.
Well, now I think we just figured out why the numbers are so minuscule on so many appearances for Gutierrez, as he goes out and goes 1/3 of an inning, gets the out, and now back out there is the head coach, Pat Hallmark. Does he have the hook with him after 1/3 of an inning? Gutierrez went in there to get the left on left and get the out. Sure looks like it. Yeah, they're going right-hander. So we're going to have another pitching change here. And Cole, that's just baseball 101, right? I mean, you got a lefty at the plate, so you go get a lefty.
Yeah, and, I think they're also thinking about Sanders, the hot bat coming up to the plate, and you go get the lefty for one batter, and then you bring in your guy to try and finish it off with Baylor's most dangerous hitter coming up to the plate.
No question that Travis Sanders is going as well as any Bear is right now. Any Bear can be right now. I was trying to catch the number of the pitcher jogging in. Didn't quite get it. So a pitching change. It looks like it's James Hubbard. Hubbard's going to pitch. Hubbard making his 3rd appearance, 4 2/3 innings, 5.79 earned run average, 3 runs on 3 hits. He's punched out 8. He's walked 3. So James Hubbard for Gutierrez, who went a third of an inning. There's 2 outs in the 8th.
You know, the stats don't really jump off the page at you, but early on in the season, with such little innings, all it takes is really just one little stint right there to get out of hand to kind of inflate the numbers. But, you know, you have to imagine if they bring in Gutierrez for one and they bring in Hubbard to face Sanders, you know, it's probably their better arm that they're trying to get that matchup for.
So Hubbard going through the warm-up tosses on this Sunday night. Final game of the 2026 Bruce Bolt Astros College Classic. Baylor opened with Ole Miss on Friday and came from behind to win that one in extra innings. On Saturday, they lost to Texas 5-2, and they're trailing here tonight 11-4. Two on with runners at second and third. There are 2 outs for Travis Sanders. Sanders, an RBI single his last time up, and he would eventually come around to score. He's got a 2-hit night. Sanders with his 5th multi-hit game of the year, his 6th multi-hit game of the year. Steps in and swings and fouls one straight back. It's 0-1.
That's 95 out of the arm of Hubbard. So a guy with a little bit of velocity. I saw a nice breaking ball, really kind of a 12-6 looking breaking ball in warm-up. So, you know, got some pretty good stuff from Hubbard.
Hubbard is ready to work, and the 0-1 pitch to Travis Sanders is cut on a miss. Well, the bottom dropped out of that cutter, slider, something like that. I mean, it was a hard-breaking ball at 86.
Yeah.
And it's 0-2. Clemens at third. J.J. Kennett is at second. And the pitch on the way to Sanders is high and away for a ball. Try to get him to chase, and he wouldn't do it. Good veteran approach there from Sanders. Not chasing. Something out of the zone, and the count is 1-2 strikes. And the 1-2 from Hubbard. Swung on, and it is grounded to the shortstop. A long throw across the diamond, not in time. It's an infield single as Clemens comes home to score to make it 11-5. Headed down to third is J.J. Kennett on the infield single by Travis Sanders. I mean, nice job by Jordan Ballin to go deep in the hole, but Sanders motoring down the line beat the throw.
Really nice job, and that's Sanders' 3rd knock of the game. And in that situation, there's no other guy you want up, and this brings up Reebok. 1st and 3rd with 2 outs, and see if the Bears can get a little momentum going.
11-5 with runners at the corners and 2 outs, and here's Pearson. He takes a pitch down and in for a ball. Pearson singled and scored his last time up. He's 1 for 3 today. He also has a sacrifice back in the 1st inning. Reebok looking for his first multi-hit game of the year. 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0 is down and in. There's ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Kennett is at third. Sanders is at first. Baylor trailing 11-5. To the stretch and the pitch. Swung on and foul back. So Hubbard is now ahead of the count on Reebok. Well, the scoreboard says 2 balls, 1 strike. I thought it was 1-2. I beg your pardon. 2-1 the count. Hubbard to the stretch. He checks the 2-1 pitch. Inside ball 3.
Reebok's doing a good job. He's patient. And in this situation, you know, the pressure is on the hitter, but it can very easily be flipped and feel like the pitcher, like, oh, you know, I got runner in scoring position. But Reebok's doing a good job.
3-1. It is lined into left field. There's a base hit. J.J. Kennett jogs home to score. Going from second to third is first to third rather is Travis Sanders, and he's in there without a throw, and it's an RBI single for Reebok, and he's got a 2-hit night.
And we spoke it into existence. Talked about not having a multi-hit game yet so far this year, But, I mean, great job by Reebok going the other way. And, I mean, that's textbook baseball. You're just trading places, first to third, and that brings up Tice Armstrong.
The hits on the board, Roadrunners 13, the Bears 12. But it's a 5-run ball game, but the Bears with the runners at the corner, still 2 outs, and here's Armstrong. He takes a breaking ball from Hubbard. There's strike 1. Tice singled his last time up. He is 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. A ground out and a fly out. And the 0-1. There's a strike. It's 0-2. Fastball. Belt tie at 94 miles an hour. Now Tice in a hole at 0-2. He's got to shorten up and get this one in play. Give your club a chance. 0-2 the count. Hubbard a long pause. Now the 0-2 pitch. Swung on a miss. He struck him out, and the inning is over. Bears put on a couple more runs here in the 8th. They get 2 runs. They do it on 3 base hits, and there were 2 men left on base. We go to the 9th. It's now UTSA 11, the Bears 6. This is Bears Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
If you need a trailer, Flat Rock Trailers has got you covered. From light-duty single-axle utility trailers to the big Tex tandem duals. We also carry a full line of enclosed cargo trailers. Need a motorcycle trailer? We've got them. Need a dump trailer? We've got the largest selection in the state. Oilfield trailers? We carry a full line of big Tex trailers to handle all your needs. Trailer repairs? We repair all makes and models. We'll even rent you a trailer if you need to use one for a day. Flat Rock Trailers, your #1 source for all your trailer needs. Find us at flatrocktrailers.com.
At Magnolia Realty, award-winning agents set the bar for professionalism and excellence. Whether you're looking to buy or sell, Magnolia's full-service brokerage will guide you through every step of the process with expert industry knowledge. Their agents are fully invested in learning your story and customizing the real estate experience to suit your stage of life. Magnolia Realty has been serving cities across Texas since 2007, including Waco, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected or learn more, visit magnoliarealty.com.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Well, another arm out of the Baylor bullpen here in the 9th inning. It's Caldwell McFadden, the freshman. He's going to take over for R.J. Rue, who went an inning. 1 hit, no runs. The book on Weibel is closed, by the way. Weibel went 2 batters. Gave up 2 runs on 2 walks. Faced 3 batters, I beg your pardon. And he departed for R.J. Rue. And now Rue gives way to Caldwell McFadden. McFadden, 6'1", 230, the freshman from Magnolia West High School. And I believe this is his first action of the season.
Yeah, we don't know exactly what we're going to get right here, but I guess now is as good a time as ever to get some folks in there and see what they're made of. And so, yeah, I guess we're going to learn a little bit about them.
So Caldwell McFadden going through the warm-up tosses. He's a two-way player. Infielder, right-handed pitcher. Not afraid to compete. Strike thrower as he delivers the first pitch out of the zone for ball 1. That is the scouting report on Caldwell McFadden. 89 out of the zone for ball 1, and the 1-0 is in there for a strike, and it's 1-1.
And he's working quick, Mom,
Yeah,
I'll
he
tell
is.
you, yeah.
He may have an 8 o'clock class. I don't know. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. There's a strike. It's 1-2. Boy, he is getting it, and he is throwing it.
I like what I'm seeing so far.
1-2 the count to Brock Palmer, the DH, and the 1-2's outside for a ball. Palmer granted into the 13th double play turned by the Bears this year, a 4 unassisted to 3 twin killing. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now time is called, and Palmer steps out. Now he's back in with Jordan Ballin, the shortstop, on deck. This pitch is a fastball on the outside corner. Down looking is Palmer. There's strike 3. How about that?
It was straight heaters that whole time.
Yeah. Hit it if you can, right?
Yeah.
Here's Ballin. Ballin 1 for 2 officially today. He was hit by a pitch and scored in the second, singled and scored a run in the fourth, delivered an RBI sacrifice fly in the fifth, and grounded out in the seventh as he takes one wide for a ball, and it's 1-0. 92 on the radar gun there from young Caldwell McFadden. A ball and no strikes. There's one out here in the ninth, and the 1-0 swung on, and it is belted into right field. It's a base hit. So Ballin delivers a base hit.
Tom, it looked like that one might have been off the glove of Armstrong, and by the way he reacted, looked like...
Yeah, you may be right.
He felt like he should have had it.
It had so much juice on it that it kept on going all the way out into right field, where Janusek gets it back to the infield. 1 on, 1 out, back to the top of the order for Miller. Caden Miller. He's had an interesting night, 1 for 3. First pitch is outside for a ball. He's walked twice and scored both times that he's walked. He's also scored when he hit a 3-run home run. So he's got 3 RBIs and 3 runs scored in the game and only 1 hit. The pitch, it misses for a ball. It is 2-0.
He's certainly done his part today, that's for sure.
In the bottom of the ninth, 4, 5, and 6 for the Bears. Armstrong, Janusek, Janusek, McDade, and Perez. 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0 swung through a miss. It's 2-1.
And still, I'm not sure we've seen anything besides a fastball.
Well, he's getting people out with that fastball.
Yeah, why throw anything else?
Again, it's an off day for the Bears tomorrow. Back in action on Tuesday up in Stephenville. 2-1 is a bit low. It's 3-1. They'll take on Tarleton. I believe that is a 6 o'clock first pitch Tuesday night. Then Air Force in Friday night, Saturday afternoon, and Sunday afternoon. 3-1 the count. And the 3-1 pitch. Downstairs, ball 4. He's walked for the 3rd time in the ball game. How about that?
3-run shot and 3 walks.
Well, you got behind early. You just didn't make enough quality pitches when you needed to, and the offense wasn't clicking early. But I'll say this team, it would have been real easy to roll over and go home, but this team just fight.
Yeah, they sure have. And, now it's 12 hits, and the Bears are really, while it hasn't been the extra base hits and the style that UTSA has put the hits on the board, they started swinging the bat, and, just overcoming that deficit early, it makes it tough. You put yourself in a hole.
Here's Drew Detlefson with 2 on, and the pitch to Detlefson is outside from McFadden for ball 1. We're at the top of the 9th inning. The Bears trailing 11-6. They have trailed all the way in this one. Scoreless after the first, and then UTSA with a 4 spot on the top of the second. 1-0 is cut on a miss. It's 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. There's 1 out with 2 men aboard. McFadden ready to work, looks back to second base, and here's the pitch. It's low for a ball. Now, that was a breaking ball.
Yep.
And it misses for a ball, and it's 2-1. Beautiful night in Houston. 64 degrees, at 70, 71, somewhere like that when we threw the first pitch.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for a better one.
Roof open all 3 days. 2-1 the count, the 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed. It's 2-2. Palmer struck out. Ballin singled. Miller walked. And now a 2-2 count to Detlefson. Detlefson swinging the bat back and forth from the right side. McFadden's ready. A look back to second, and the pitch is a breaking ball, and it's hammered into the ground foul up the third baseline. That one carried off the side wall, and it hits the side wall again as Perez picked it up, and he tossed it back in, and it hit the wall again and came right back out in the middle of left field. Well, finally, the ball boy went and got it.
I think it should have been his ball to get in the first place.
Exactly. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Back to play to Detlefson. And McFadden's 2-2. In the air, foul right side.
Got to tell you, Tom, I'm liking what I'm seeing from him. Attacking the zone with 2 pitches, working quick.
Bergman, Cluett, McFadden, you've seen some stuff. I mean,
yeah.
He's the 7th pitcher of the ball game for the Bears. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and the 2-2 is a breaking ball low. There's ball 3. UTSA, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, started their season at 7-0, which is the best start in program history. Then they dropped a game to Texas State to go to 7-1, and now they're looking for a 3-game winning streak, all here in Houston. The 3-2 swung on, and a high fly ball to center field. Caraway going back, still going back on the warning track, will make the catch about 405 feet away. I mean, that ball was smoked, but to the deepest part of the park, and that's just allowed out, and there's 2 down.
It certainly was smoked, and Detlefson was taking his time getting down the line. I think he thought he got it, but to tell you the truth, I think everyone in the park thought he got it, but none of the runners advanced because I think they were thinking it was going out of the park.
So there's 2 down for Hayneworth. Or Hallworth, I beg your pardon. Lane Hallworth. Hallworth from the left side, and he looks at a fastball for a strike, and it's 0-1. Sixth plate appearance in the ball game. Oh, 0-1 the count. He's got a hit and an RBI sacrifice fly. He's also walked and flied out a couple of times as this pitch comes in outside for a ball, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Whenever you get up to the plate 6 times, that's how you know your offense has been chugging along that game.
One ball, 1 strike, 2 on and 2 out, and the 1-1 is hit in the air to shallow left field. Going back on it is Sanders. Coming in on it is Perez, and Dylan Perez will take care of it. The inning is over. No runs, a hit, 2 men left. We're going to the bottom of the 9th inning. It is UTSA 11 and the Bears 5. This is Bears Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Are you a diehard Bears fan? Sure, your entire closet is Baylor green and gold. All your pets' names have started with Judge, and that good old Baylor line is your ringtone. But do you have an official Baylor University toll tag? That small green and gold sticker reps the Bears and cuts your toll bill in half. Visit getmytolltag.com to purchase your specialty tag and deck your ride with Baylor pride. Small sticker, big savings, sick 'em Bears.
At Baylor Scott & White McLean Children's, you'll find the care your child deserves and trusted expertise to set your mind at ease. With a network of convenient pediatric primary and specialty care clinics and an advanced medical center, they offer a full range of pediatric care close to home. Learn more at bswhealth.com/McLean-Children's. That's bswhealth.com/McLean-Children's.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
On to the bottom of the 9th we go here in Houston. It'll be Janusek, McDade, and Perez to face James Hubbard. It's going to take a monumental effort here in the bottom of the ninth. The Bears trailing 11-6. Roadrunners got 4 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, and 2 in the eighth. Baylor with 1 in the sixth, 3 in the seventh, and 2 in the eighth. Here's Janusek. He swings and misses. There's strike one. Brady, a RBI single his last time up. He's now 1 for 4. He's hit safely in 4 straight ball games. This pitch is swung on and sent into right field. Out goes Diaz. Now he's going to give way to the right fielder, Hayworth, and Hayworth will make the catch. There's one down. One out. Here's Cash McDade. First pitch to Cash is in there for a strike. It's 0-1. McDade, a couple of hits, including his first home run as a Bear. He's got 2 hits and 4 trips. This pitch is outside for a ball. One ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 swung on, and it is looped out into shallow right center field. Diaz, the second baseman, drifting back on it, will make the catch on the little humpback liner. And the Bears are down to their final out. Here's Perez, the left fielder. He's hitless in 2 trips. Perez stands in, and the first pitch is hit on the ground out to the shortstop, Ballin. Ballin's up with it, throws across the diamond, and that is the ball game. Bears go 1-2-3 in the ninth. No runs, no hits, nobody left. Your final score, it's UTSA 11 and the Bears 6. 11-6 UTSA, a winner over the Bears. With the win, UTSA now improved to 9-1 on the season, and the Bears will drop to 6-5 overall. 11-6 the final. Stay with us. Our postgame show's coming up next. This is Bears Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to NextLink Internet. With NextLink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, NextLink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give NextLink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears!
Favorite jeans, favorite shirt. Got Connecticut sausage and I'm firing it up. Yeah, everybody knows that's how I get my grill on. You can smell that flavor up and down the road. It's a little taste of heaven, and everybody knows that's how I get my grill on. Connecticut sausage. It's just a little taste of heaven.
This has been live coverage of Baylor baseball. Now, it's time for the post-game show. Brought to you by Bubba's 33, Scratch Made, Food for All, Gulf States Toyota, Let's Go Places, Baylor Scott & White, the official hospital and healthcare system of Baylor Athletics. Your healthcare, your way. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Rudy's Barbecue, the home of real Texas barbecue. Stay tuned as we break down the game, listen to highlights, talk with Coach Thompson, players, and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
And you're back with us here in Houston at Dyken Park as we conclude the Bruce Bolt Astros College Classic on this Sunday night. Bears dropping a decision to UTSA, going 1-2 in the event and dropping to 6-5 overall. Winning pitchers, Connor Miles, he's 1-0. The loss will go to Cade Hansen. He's now 0-2 on the season. The line for UTSA, they get 11 runs on 13 hits, no errors. They leave 10 men on base. For the Bears, 6 runs, 12 hits. They commit 2 errors, and they strand 9 men on base. UTSA with 4 in the second, thanks to that 3-run home run. Then they get 2 more in the third, 2 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, and 2 in the eighth. The Bears with a run in the sixth, 3 in the seventh, and 2 in the eighth, and they drop an 11-6 decision to UTSA. And again, with the win, the Roadrunners improved to 10-1 on the year, and the Bears will drop to 6-5 overall in 2026. Next action for the Bears will come up Tuesday night. They're going to travel up to Stephenville to take on the Tarleton State Texans. We'll have that one for you beginning at 5:45 with the pregame, and the first pitch coming up just after 6 o'clock. This one, well, it got away from the Bears early with the 3-run home run off of Hansen by the first baseman, Caden Miller. That came in the second inning. Now let's. I think we're about ready to go downstairs and visit with head coach Mitch Thompson. Let's check in now with Cole Posey, who's down at field level, and take it away, Cole.
Hey, Tom, we're down here with Coach T after the game. Coach, offense got going a little bit late, and we went to a few different arms, saw some good things from a few of those arms. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, got behind and was chasing a big number. The guys didn't quit. They kept fighting. We did get a couple really good innings. I thought, Braden Bergman's inning was good. DeVasher competed for us. Braden Bergman was good. Caldwell McFadden there at the end was nice. RJ did a nice job. And they gave us an opportunity. Gave up too many 2-out runs. Gave up probably 8 two-out runs where you're a pitch away from getting out of an inning, and didn't happen. And so it didn't happen for us today on the mound. We didn't get enough going offensively. We just got beat.
Coach, we got a lot of hits towards the end of the game. I think we ended up having 12 hits, but early on, whenever UTSA got that bomb early and we had chances, just didn't really capitalize on them.
Yeah, their lefty was doing a nice